Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. I feel like I might be notificationed out because I dropped like a bunch of shorts today. So I don't know, I might be notificationed out. So give me just a second. I'm going to drop some of these notifications and we're going to get into it, okay? Hey Bougie Gang, what's going on? Hey Bougie Gang, dinner. Your dinner is ready. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing, guys? I had a horrible headache earlier today and I couldn't do it at lunchtime today. I don't know why. Farah and I went out for a minute. I had to go pick something up. Any of you guys who follow me on Patreon, so thanks. Couple thanks I need to say to a couple sisses. I had a couple of Bougie Gang sisses who were thinking of me and sent me some goodies in my PO box. So that was so sweet and very much appreciated. Um, and not even on like some PR, but one sis sent me a couple of pair of really cute sunglasses. Because I guess you guys know I like sunglasses. So I think that's kind of maybe a little known type of thing that I'm a sunglass head. And anywho, also because I'm a little photosensitive and I just operate better outside with something protecting my eyes. So anywho, so thank you to the sis for that, and I will definitely send you a message because I don't know if she's going to hear this or not. So anyway, and then I got something from Cobb County, as you guys who follow me on Patreon would know, because I dropped um, two videos in Patreon for you guys to take a look at, and then we'll talk about. So we'll do a member live at some point. Probably not tonight. I wanted to do it tonight, but I still have a little bit of a headache. I just didn't want to ditch you guys today because there is so much news going on outside of Nesto. So I did check the docket today, of course. I'm very tempted to try to to find out what we can find out about the two pending cases, because the CP case was revived with a new indictment, right? And then the cases are very well overdue for some sort of an update. It's been well over 90 days. There's no indictment. So I don't know if there's a holdup because of the current RICO that they're not moving ahead with anything because the RICO is in progress and they're not going to bog him down with two trials simultaneously, or if there's like a threshold of indictment to trial. So that if something is indicted, that there's some sort of window, or can it just stay in pretrial? Type of thing. So I don't know. I'm just curious. I went and looked at the dockets. I didn't see any movement, but I went and double checked everything just to make sure that Sir Mr. Ernest Williams dockets, that there weren't any unexpected changes that we were not abreast of. Okay. On some boots in the clouds. Okay. That was just on some boots in the clouds, and just making sure T's are crossed and I's are dotted. Okay, to make sure that we're keeping up with the case and not just the T. Because we love the T and everything, but we spent a lot of time on the T and the shenanigans this past weekend, probably more than was actually needed. But a good laugh is just that, a good laugh. Okay, and everybody loves a good old Kiki. But yeah, a lot's happened in the last week. I was just kind of going back from like last week and just kind of like, okay, what happened in the last week? Last week, Erica King took her plea deal. She got sentenced. She is a convicted felon at this moment with 19 crimes that she copped to, 14 of which were felonies, 5 were misdemeanors, I believe, if I'm getting that correct. So a lot. The other drop from phone calls from prison. I did spend some time reading that yesterday. It was painful to my eyes. I'm not going to even lie. I feel like my eyes deteriorated like another 2% trying to read it. I don't know what it just looks like. When Cobb County gave the copy to phone calls from prison, they probably like ran off a copy and then scanned the copy in, because this is not like a true document saved as a PDF. It's like a scanned document saved as a PDF, and it's legible enough. But I love kind of, you guys see, I like to sort and search, and the document is not searchable and all that stuff. But hey, it's TT, and we're not going to ever complain about a receipt. It's just my poor eyes. I was like, oh my God. Yes, I had to get through it. So I think I just had like 3 pages left. And I know that there's been a lot of controversy about this batch of text messages regarding information. I went and read the FOIA 7B yesterday, and it's like one of those little known or little used, actually. It's very rare that it's used, and it's also rare that it's in like that it's approved use. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone calls it out, the benchmark and threshold is very unique. I don't know. I think, how some people think they're so freaking smart. I just feel like, ugh, when I read this, and we know this about Sonia already, she thinks she's so freaking smart. I just Yes, let's like and describe. Okay, like and subscribe. I also dropped the member link. We are going to go through those prayer partner visits. Guys, I keep my own FOIA requests going. But I don't I drop the prayer partner visits over on my Patreon so we can react to them. So if you're in my Patreon, I post them there, and we react in members. So we'll do a member live. So if you were gifted and you haven't renewed, or you just hadn't renewed and you want to be in the member live, make sure to come through, because it's always Operation Green Chat. So if you want to be into the member live, make sure that you come through. It will be a member only live versus like a member chat that we do on Wednesdays. So you guys know. And typically those member chats stay member chats. Thank you, Tam Tam. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much. And then I think someone came through with a sticker, a little bit ratchet. Thank you so much. Guys, if there's any specific as opposed to Pacific, hi, Pen Pal 50. Hey, boo, hey. Hey, boo, hey. Um, if there's anything specific you guys want to talk about, let me know. But this today came through as a request from a sis, and I actually saw it. I think it was just in my timeline. I feel like this particular news story is going a bit viral. Um, and really and truly, the video that was posted by the local news channel is the only one who has covered it, but it's a scheme nonetheless, and it's something that's happening between Texas and Louisiana. There's a lady who unfortunately found out. Thank you to all the milestones that are dropping. Thank you. Yeah, I have a little bit of a headache. Just a little something. Oh, before we get into this, let me just talk about something else real quick. But yes, there's a lady. She is in, I think she's somewhere near Lafayette or something like that. Let me see, where is she? They are she's somewhere near Lafayette, okay? And she found out, like, from the mistress that the husband had divorced her, but turns out that the mistress went and used her identity. It was funny because a couple of you have sent this to me, like, these side hens think it's their season and side hens are losing their mind. Oh my god, you guys are so funny. Anyway, I'd seen the video a couple of times, but we're going to get into it and talk about it. But also a couple really quick things that, like, you can't, like, first of all, Karen Reed, the trial ended in mistrial. Now, it's interesting. If you guys have not been keeping up with Karen Reed, it's not too late because it could be round 2 coming up. It just really depends. But apparently there's been a problem systemically in terms of police corruption. And we've talked about that a little bit here because, of course, Nesto's girlfriend, Sonia, is always accusing Roswell PD of some sort of corruption. Well, there was a botched police investigation. Unfortunately, there was a off-duty police officer who went over to some friend's house and with his girlfriend. His girlfriend dropped him off after they'd had a little bit of an argument, and everyone in company had had a lot to drink. They were bar hopping. They went back to a friend's house to continue the party. And somewhere in between him getting dropped off and sis not wanting to hang out, Sir fell victim to something, some situation, and froze in the snow. Okay. So he sustained some sort of injuries, and it's just a blur from there, and a botched police investigation, and lots of kind of covering up on the level of, if you saw like Scream or I Know What You Did Last Summer, just a lot of people in a small town outside of Boston, outside of a big city, who all know each other, all went to school with each other, all have some sort of ties, very inappropriate kind of um you know locker room fraternity, not fraternity per se, but just brotherhood type behavior, covering up all of the things. Yes, the FBI is investigating. The FBI experts said it didn't happen one side with the FBI. I'm not sure what you mean, but the FBI is saying it didn't happen. I mean, I think everyone is seeing that it didn't happen the way they said it happened. It's just unfortunate. The exemption is releasing the agency to vet before they release documents. The person the documents are about doesn't get to determine an exemption. Yes. Yes. You're talking about 7B. Okay, we're all over the place. But yes, 7B, the FOIA exception for 7B. Um, yes. And keep in mind, let's jump. Okay, let me just finish my thought on Karen, and we'll get back to FOIA real quick. Anyway, it's not too late. They're going to have a status conference at the end of the month. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting, and it was definitely a win for the defense because they put in so much reasonable doubt. But there's so many people who feel so strongly about law enforcement. I feel like the holdout wasn't necessarily for they really felt that Karen was the one who killed was it John O'Keefe? Um I feel like they want justice for a police officer, but justice for the police officer is convicting the right person. You can't just throw someone in jail and feel like, "Oh, we got justice." That's not justice. So, anyway, that's the quandary, right? That's the problem. And there are people that just feel so strongly and support the uniform, which I respect that. You guys know, I mean, I don't there's humans in those uniforms, so we know that. But all in all, I definitely have a respect for law enforcement, but there are people who screw up. There's people who screw up in every job. Um, period. That's just, and it's unfortunate that people have to deal with that because there's like the embarrassment, the shame, and all of those things. But what unfortunately some people are going to have to admit is that there very well could be a problem or is a problem, and that the real win is that if they fix it, because people need to be treated fairly. And I think because Karen was the outsider, they're like throwing her up under the bus. So anyway, but at this time she got a mistrial. She gets an opportunity to defend herself again. She's still out on bond, and the state has to come better. So it really is kind of like the state was not able to prove their case, and they were not able to, beyond a shadow of a doubt, make her the guilty party because there were so many errors. There was so much rush to judgment, so many things that made it almost impossible to give her a fair trial. Um, yeah, and I mean, if in fact the marks on his body are dog marks and he got attacked by a dog or something and he fell, I mean, I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what happened, but when you've got a bunch of police officers deleting their phones, swiping their phones, doing weird searches, inappropriate conversations, tell your brother I got something for him after the trial's over, like all kinds of weird stuff, talking about Karen in a very inappropriate way. It was just bad. It was giving very much small town, and not small town in a bad way, but just a town where probably a whole lot of nothing, like a crime like this doesn't happen often. And the truth coming out about how they handle things. And again, everybody knows everybody, and go. So it's unfortunate, but it's a good thing because this kind of thing needs to come out. I feel like my hometown is one of those small type towns. If something happened in the city of Englewood, New Jersey, knowing, a lot of us have lived there and stayed there. I did not stay there, but as far as being able to, I still keep up with people that I went to kindergarten with, like, and they're all still in my hometown. You know what I mean? So things that happen there, everybody knows everybody. That's the point. And I think this might be one of those type of towns. Anyway, enough of that. That was interesting. What happened with Judge Glanville? Judge Glanville, so YSL, what happened with that? Um, Basically, this was the funny thing. So like a couple of weeks ago when they started putting in the motions for the judge to recuse himself, the way that they had submitted the motions, um it was like a technicality that Judge Glanville was standing on, but he did not tell them that they were not completing the document. Like there was a very obvious error if you knew what the error was, which I didn't know what the error was until we figured out what the error was. But Michael Steele ended up submitting a document to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court gave him back an answer. And basically, in the answer, it told them how to submit the document again, which was kind of like, oh shit, really? So they submitted the documents again sometime last week. Today, here comes Judge Glanville and he calls a hearing and basically he's submitting the documentation for himself to be recused and also the trial is now on hold. So that was pretty interesting. I'm going to just double down on I have not been interested in the YSL trial at all. It's this stuff, it's the kind of the courtroom drama that was very interesting that bubbled up in this past month that was more interesting to me, like when um Ashley Merchant stepped on the scene and the contempt of court, like just that sidebar type stuff was very, very interesting. And now it's leading to this. And very well, if Judge Glanville is recused from the trial, it's going to have to start all over again. So it's like, oh my God, this is now it's getting really juicy and interesting. So we're going to have to see how this turns out. But there is a lot happening today. Also, of course, people are still talking about um, Sarah Boone, which not much there, but just again, I think people are still like in shock that ma'am is on her eighth attorney. But anyway, that's kind of what was keeping me busy today while you guys were going through your day. My day consisted of like I said, I took Farah out. We went to the mailbox. I got a nice gift from one of you guys. And then also I got a package from Cobb County and what I received, I posted in my Patreon and we will react to it. More than likely, I almost feel like tomorrow morning, if not super duper early or early before Love Lies and Lace Fronts, right after Love Lies and Lace Fronts. I think that YSL can definitely benefit from another judge. I think Glanville, coming from the outside and not having watched the whole thing, he's very arrogant and I mean, I've heard people say he's frustrated. I don't know how frustrated he is, but he does have a certain degree of arrogance that comes across to, at least to me. And I feel like, not to say that he has to be helpful, but this is a very complex trial, and the whole entire courtroom is taken up with little pods for each defendant. This is a ginormous case, and he should have a lot more patience with the management, the courtroom management, I would say. Okay. And I'm certainly not an expert, but I definitely like to, I'm a court watcher. And I feel like his courtroom management and his overall like bedside demeanor or what courtside demeanor, it leaves a lot to be desired. Like he comes off a little pompous. He comes off like a little arrogant jerk. So anyway, it is what it is. I'm sure he's pissed. Um, I'm sure he's mad, but guess who the motion was assigned to? It was I believe it was assigned to Judge Belinda Edwards. Is it Adams? Edwards. So it's going to, I think, Belinda Edwards, and we've seen her um in with Nesto's case, another one of the Superior Court judges to review, and then you think Steele does also? Well, okay. Maybe they all are. Who knows? In all fairness, maybe everybody is. Like I said, it's just this is just my opinion. You know what I mean? So Steele does too. I don't know enough to say Steele does. I haven't really observed him like that. I've seen him fighting for his client. Um, so I don't know. I'd have to observe more to say it's Edwards. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Anyway, okay, let's get into this, guys, real quick. Um, And I'll drop the phone line if you guys want to talk about anything that's going on. The Madison, like open topics, whatever you guys want to talk about. If you guys are game for that. If not, then I will let you guys go. Give me just a let me let this run real quick. I'm gonna let it play in its entirety and then I'm gonna come back and then we'll chop it up. Let me see what's going on here. Some of you guys, I'm sure, have already seen this, but it's pretty incredible. Um, but I believe it. I mean, in this day and age, um, it's crazy. And just like some of you guys said, like some of you guys were all up in my inbox, like, Fran, the side chicks, the side hens are going crazy. Okay, yeah, he's got to hold on to his balls, right? Like, if someone, in a way, when a man talks down to another man, it is emasculating. So, yeah. So, anyway, there's, obviously it's like a tennis match, it's point for point, who's winning, who's getting the most for their client in the courtroom, so we get it. But Glanville, I'm sure this was not a good day as as a superior court judge, right? Okay, let's listen to what's going on.
Says she's going through a mix of emotions. In Vermilion Parish, a Texas woman says she's going through a mix of emotions after learning her husband was allegedly part of a scheme to get a fraudulent divorce. News 10's Rodrika Taylor reports how the husband's girlfriend allegedly impersonated the wife. It's a story you'll see only on 10.
Tequila Mouton says she and her husband have 2 kids and have been married for 12 years. She thought all was well in her marriage, only to discover her husband allegedly got a fake divorce with her. She says the other shocking part is her husband's mistress allegedly pretended to be her.
I feel like I'm on a Lifetime movie trying to put this puzzle together to see how did it even took place, how did the attorney did the information without my identification.
Mouton, who now lives in Texas, says she has been traveling back and forth to Louisiana gathering information on how she could be divorced.
My husband did not contact me, told me anything about he wanted to divorce me, didn't tell me that he filed for a divorce. If he wanted a divorce, I would have gave it to him.
She says she never received a subpoena or was present in court proceedings. She tells News 10 she learned of the divorce through his mistress.
You've been divorced. It's public record. Guess what? You seen that ring? Guess what? I'm about to be married to him next. So you can get ready. I'll give you an invitation.
Mouton says according to the state and her attorney, she and her husband are still married. However, according to St. Martin Parish, the court did grant the divorce, but it's not finalized. The accused mistress is LaShonda Pope. She was arraigned in Vermilion Parish Courthouse Thursday morning for first-degree injuring public records.
If it would have been done the proper way, but it was not done properly because on the paperwork that I've finally gathered after 2 years, is a whole lot of information on there that is not correct.
She says there was incorrect spelling of names, birthdays, and addresses.
I just want peace and I want justice to be served because anybody that knows the law knows that how long it takes for a divorce to take place, especially with kids. I really don't know how to feel that a person could actually steal your identity and get away with it.
News 10 reached out to Pope and Mouton's husband, who both declined to add comments. We also reached out to their attorney, who declined to comment. In Vermilion Parish, Rodrika Taylor, KLFY News 10.
Okay. All right. Let me run it back real quick so we can go through the whole thing. So someone out here won't deal with this again. This is crazy because on so many different levels. So we've been, you know what I mean? Like we've been talking about the Nesto case. Nesto's going on. He got about 6 days, guys. And he's coming up on 2 years of confinement, right? For Fulton County. Okay. And by all accounts, he was living like a double, triple, quadruple life. This man was up to a lot. Okay. And we don't know what Erica Kang did, if you know what I mean? Who was responsible for using girl? It okay, Dair says it's side hen season. It is not. I rebuke that, Dair. I rebuke it. It is not side hen season, but you might would want to think. Okay, let's get back into it.
In Vermilion Parish, a Texas woman says she's going through a mix of emotions after learning her husband was allegedly part of a scheme
Sis believes in her marriage. Sis still got on her wedding set. Okay.
to get a fraudulent divorce. News 10's Roderica Taylor reports.
Now I got some of this. Now it's so fun. Like, okay, you can see some things you shouldn't see on, like, if you really, 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 really. So I have some of this documentation, but I can't show it yet because I literally just got it before we went live. So, but this is a whole mess. Okay, it's very much giving a whole entire mess.
How the husband's girlfriend allegedly impersonated the wife. It's a story you'll see only on 10.
Bitch, it's like bitch. The fuck? The husband's girlfriend, okay? Bitch. The utter gutter snipe nerve. The nerve. Do you imagine that? Now, if y'all did not catch Love Lies and Lace Fronts this morning, there was a side chick, mistress, sis. You know what I'm saying? Like, ma'am, Bougie Gang, if you write me a letter, I'm gonna give you a real answer. And sis is a whole mistress side piece girlfriend, okay, who wrote me. And I had to give her the real answer today. So if you guys did not catch Love Lies and Lace Fronts, it was a whole dedicated episode to a dear Fran. I posted the dear Fran and I did share it over on my community wall. If you want to read the letter and what I told sis better pick up her face and handle her business because nobody has any respect for all that. And sending me that note, I was almost feeling a little bit like, are you playing with me? Don't do that. But I also took it that, you know what, sis may want to do right. And she sent me that letter for a reason. So maybe that's what gave me the headache this morning. Cause I was like, damn, if I didn't have a headache almost right. I mean, that letter took me out. And on top of all that, he was a pastor. Keep your legs close to married men. Can we just do that in 2024? It's dangerous. Okay? It's dangerous. Anyway, you guys get into it. So definitely make sure after we do this, go ahead and check out my other channel, Love Lies and Lace Fronts. We did a great Dear Friend today, and people are dropping their comments and advice. So tell sis she's got to know what's going on. She did give me her email address. I am going to email her back on some sis. Do you want to come on and defend yourself? Would you like to talk to Bougie Gang Live about what you got going on? Because she says she has one kid. We didn't know if he had kids or not. I know some people in the chat said they still had questions. They had questions for sis. So I'm going to message her and see if she wants to come on Bougie Gang, Love Lies and Lace Fronts, and answer some questions live and direct. But otherwise, it's like, sis, we're going to it's Sidehead season is canceled, okay? Sidehead said, let me, Olivia Pope, handle this. Baby, don't do that. Don't do that, okay? All right, let's get back into this. We're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to drop the line, and you guys, whatever topics you guys want to speak on, because we have talked about a lot of different things this week, and I've been missing the call-ins. I don't know. You guys have gotten shy all of a sudden, but snap out of it. It's okay. Y'all can call in with a question and we'll try to keep them short. Maybe it's the long-windedness of it all. So we'll try to keep them down to like 5 minutes. Okay.
Tequila Mouton says she and
This woman says she's going through a mix of emotions after learning her
Thank you for
husband
the
was
sticker.
allegedly part of a scheme to get a fraudulent divorce. News 10's Roderica Taylor reports how the husband's girlfriend allegedly impersonated the
It's just the husband's girlfriend for me, how it just rolled off like that's supposed to be normal. It says the husband's girlfriend identity thefted the wife.
wife. It's a story you'll see only on 10.
Tequila Mouton says she and her husband have 2 kids and have been married for 12 years. She thought all was well in her marriage, only to discover her husband allegedly got a fake divorce with her. She says the other shocking part is her husband's mistress allegedly pretended to be her.
I feel like I'm on a
Bitch.
Lifetime movie, trying to put this puzzle together to see how did it even took place, how did the attorney did the information without my identification.
Mouton, who now lives in Texas, says she has been traveling back and forth to Louisiana, gathering information on how she could be divorced.
My husband did not contact me, told me anything about he wanted to divorce me, didn't tell me that he filed for a divorce. If he wanted a divorce, I would have gave it to him.
She says she never received a subpoena or was present in court proceedings. She tells News 10 she learned of the divorce through his mistress.
Let me tell you, I would be filing all types of criminal charges. Sis would be going down for identity theft, she would be getting some damn Erica King style charges, okay? And the husband, both of them. And he could get his divorce, but let me tell you, you would be catching some criminal charges, okay?
You've been divorced. It's public record. Guess what? You seen that ring? Guess what? I'm about to be married to a man. So you can get ready. I'll give you an invitation.
Whore. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? And she's calling spicy with it? You are a whole whore, ma'am. That is terrible. How could you call this lady with all that spice? You got to be kidding me.
The divorce through his mistress.
You've been divorced. It's public record. Guess what? You seen that ring? Guess what? I'm about to be married to a man. So you can get ready. I'll give you an invitation.
Mouton says, according to...
She said, I'm going to give you an invitation. I would say, how about you come to the invitation to this ass whooping? Okay? How about you come for an invitation to my fist?
To the state and her attorney. She
calling with all the smoke.
She and her husband are still married. However, according to St. Martin Parish, the court did grant the divorce, but it's not finalized. The accused mistress is LaShonda Pope. She was
baby. Hold on a second.
Arraigned in Vermilion Parish.
They're showing baby.
Courthouse Thursday morning for first-degree injuring public records.
If it would have been done the proper way, but it was not done properly because on the paperwork that I've finally gathered after 2 years, is a whole lot of information on there that is not correct.
She says there was incorrect spelling of names, birthdays, and addresses.
I just want peace and I want justice to be served because anybody that knows the law knows that how long it takes for a divorce to take place, especially with kids. I really don't know how to feel that a person could actually steal your identity and get away with it.
News 10 reached out to Pope and Mouton's husband, who both declined to add comments. We also reached out to their attorney, who declined to comment. In Vermilion Parish, Roderica Taylor, KL.
That's wild, isn't it? That is absolutely wild. First of all, I want to know, so they were married. She felt like everything was okay. They said she's now living in Texas, so we don't really know. Hold on a second. Let me look at that paper. Oh, okay. Donald, district attorney, charges that on or about July 15th at and in parish district state aforesaid LaShonda Pope, blah blah blah. In that LaShonda Pope on or about July 15th, 22 did willfully and unlawfully hold on. Let me take that off. They just published everything on there. They were just like, fuck it. Willfully and unlawfully and intentionally commit a crime of injuring public records by the intentional removal, manipulation, destruction, alteration, falsification, and concealment of any record, document, or other thing, filed or deposited by authority of law in any public office or with any public officer in violation of first-degree injuring public records felony. Okay. Ma'am's got a charge. So I don't know if that's considered a felony or if that's a misdemeanor. I don't see it here. And it says, contrary to the laws of the state of Louisiana and the dignity of the same. Okay. Um, a mess. Okay. That's crazy. I don't know. I'll drop the call in. Yes. So glad you covered this inboxed. Yeah, several of y'all all sent it to me. I saw it yesterday, I feel like. And it's funny because you guys are like on the same, like, Bougie Gang, we're all on a kind of a little bit of the same pulse. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of us court watchers, a lot of the Nesto stuff, for whatever reason, you know how Al does it. Al does do it. But sometimes you guys send me stuff I have not seen. So and I can't remember how I saw this to begin with. Was it in my thing? Because sometimes stuff will be in my remember the thing that happened with Judge Simpson and the guy with the no driver's license? He had been in my timeline for I don't know how long. And just his profile, his silhouette of his profile. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, several of you guys sent it over. And I did not click on that. There's been things that it's like, wait a second, I saw that and I didn't click on it. So yeah, you guys just keep sending because 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna check it out. Hello.
Hey, I sent.
Hi.
I want to give you another link. I got this same like in my my tab for whatever I'm interested in. Like you said, the algorithm. There's another story like this. Of course, it's down in the South, and I want. Hold on, that's the wrong link. Let me give it to you
Wait, hold
because
on.
I started looking up fake divorce. Husband does fake divorce. There's a couple of these
A
guys out
mess,
there.
right? A
Cause
total mess.
I was just watching this today, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, and then I just
Isn't it
started go.
funny how it's like Al knows what he's doing. Al puts it out there. And if enough people click on it, it's going to be some more people to click on it. I don't, it's just it's
I
interesting to me.
I put the second one I found. This guy, he divorced.
Oh, hold on.
I put it in the back chat. But
Wait, hold on one second. Let me get this over here.
just divorce
Okay.
him. Just tell him you want a divorce.
Is this not crazy though? Like, do you imagine like the lady today, the letter that I got, and the lady said that the man is a pastor and he bought her a house. I guess she said land and a house. Okay. But why is he still married then? You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. And also that can be some technicalities. The man's married and he's buying property and all this other stuff. It's like there really is not a whole lot of honor in side chick season, but if that's what they want to think. Okay, let me play this one, Vicky. Hold on just a second, okay?
Okay.
But to end up in criminal court, well, that's not the norm. But that is the case, however, for a husband who is accused of forging his wife's signature on divorce documents. We first brought you this story last week. Well, new tonight, the husband and wife are talking only to our Taisha Walker. Taisha?
Dominique, we spoke with Paul Nixon on his way to criminal court this morning to turn himself in. We're also hearing from his wife. That's Paul Nixon arriving to Harris County Criminal Court to turn himself in, accompanied by his new bride.
Baby, what? Bold mother sucker. Can you believe that? Oh my, and she's just so proud. Them showing up, they're probably showing up in a Uber Black.
Absolutely.
Look.
That's Paul Nixon arriving to Harris County Criminal Court to turn himself in, accompanied by his new bride. The 51-year-old was charged last week with aggravated perjury for allegedly forging divorce papers. Did you sign your wife's name?
No.
No?
This
So
is
why do
my
you think
wife.
you're being charged? Oh, this is your wife here?
This is my
You're
wife.
Edna? No.
No, that's my ex-wife.
They said, "Are you Edna?"
No. Harris County Precinct 4 deputies say Nixon signed his wife Edna's name on divorce documents the day after Valentine's Day. The only problem, Edna says she had no clue.
Look at this ninja. Okay.
I never knew that we were headed toward a divorce. He was living a double life. He posted in May that he married a pastor.
Edna says that's not her
Another
signature.
pastor.
These niggas. Okay. Awful. But can you tell me why? It's like, come on, news channel. What are you showing all these people's information for? Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't redact anything out on the news channels. Golly. I'm looking at this and I'm like, my God.
My signature stating that I lived
When they
at a
flip to
location
the
that
next,
I
okay, hold on. I had to wait for them to flip to this next screen.
never heard of, and also as well as my phone number. That's why I was never notified by the court.
Nixon's criminal record does include forgery, though the Houston DJ and his attorney say he didn't do it.
He's a legend here, a legendary DJ here in Houston. He was actually on tour. He started receiving multiple phone calls, texts about this matter, got on the first flight here, came out, and we've approached today for a bond.
Edna, who works in the criminal justice system, says the whole ordeal has been embarrassing. She says Paul can officially have her signature. How badly did you want to get out of the last marriage?
Desperately.
How's the new marriage? How's it working out for you guys?
Perfect. I'm happy. Finally. I'm happy.
Nixon's attorney was able to turn his zero bond into a $25,000 bond. He's due back in court in November. Reporting live from downtown, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
That's crazy because how is he desperate to get out of the marriage?
That law enacted.
How is he desperate to get out of the marriage and you didn't even confront the wife for a real divorce? Like that just doesn't even make any sense.
I'm betting he was getting some sort of benefit from her, and that's why he didn't want to divorce her. Like, he's probably got insurance or if she was in law enforcement, she's probably got benefits that he's on, because he sounds like he's self-employed, and so she, trying to take care of him, trying to straighten his life out, give him a good life, and he didn't want to lose those benefits because she probably kept. This is just me thinking. I think sees, and that's probably why he didn't want to just outright tell her, "Hey, baby, let's get separated."
Let's get separated.
Yeah, he wanted to stay on that insurance. Probably.
You think it was just the insurance? Wait, we had a friend give some friends. Let me just make this quick public announcement. Cross country cruiser, Tamaria, Ludaloo, Sassy Experience, Dre's Runt Over Crocs, and Sound Checker. Annette, you got gifted. Okay. To all of you guys, I hope you enjoyed. Chelsea Boo Boo, thank you for supporting for 2 months. LaShonda Pope has a mugshot and looks a mess. Okay, I'm gonna can you send it to me, hun? LaShonda Pope has a mugshot. Can you please send it to Love Lies and Lace Fronts at Gmail, or put it in my Instagram? Probably Instagram's best because I can just pull that right on up. So glad you talked about this. Okay. Tell me what you think about the whole, if you could sum it up, because the Madison Sonia situation. Do you think Madison, I do not think those two are friends anymore, but there are people out here. There's always a fraction of everybody who believes what they believe. So some people think they're still in cahoots. Some people think they're still friends. Some people, Sonia says she don't even know who she is. Probably because she's mad because Madison said she didn't know who she was. Yeah. So what do you think about of it all?
So Madison said she seems like a nice lady. Like just maybe probably a little overzealous, but she seems like a nice lady. And she probably gets burnt quite a bit. I'm familiar with that because I can be, an advocate for people a little too much sometimes. And
Mm-hmm.
you don't learn your lesson sometimes because you kind of have a caregiver personality. And she said she introduced
Mm-hmm.
her to her circle, and Sonia is just a
Mm-hmm.
user. So I don't think Madison just wants to associate with her at all, especially with this case. She knew, but then she realizes, okay, I'm kind of sort of in the D-list public side, and I don't want to. She had to clean. She came out as a woman and just was like, you know what, I do know this stupid lady. I'm sorry, I lied about it. So she came forward. I don't think they're friends. I don't think it's a scam between those two. I wouldn't want to associate myself with Sonia in this case either. So I just think that Madison just doesn't want. She doesn't want to really be affiliated with her because she's hurt. That's it, and that's all. And Sonia is just.
Yeah.
She's not like a good person. So she look how she burned her people down in Florida, like how she talks about the business deals in Florida. She uses and abuses.
She leaves a trail of I don't fuck with her anymore people. Like it just seems
Yeah.
like she leaves a trail of bad experience behind her and people who just don't want to deal with her anymore. So that's never really a good sign. Um yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I felt kind of like at first when I was like, that's the girl from Stiletto Bosses, I almost felt like some people didn't even believe it, which I thought was weird because it's like, why would I lie? You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me. Not that I was accused of being a know-it-all a couple days ago, but I mean, it's weird. Maybe that was even Sonya, come to think of it. Because I know she trolls the comments, but it's like, who are these people to lie about them? You know what I mean? Like, or is
I
that
don't.
really
I
is
mean,
are people really doing that out here?
I never really paid attention to like Sonya and her friends' pictures because I didn't really care to know her
Mhm.
friends. Um, because it just I don't need to know her outside people unless they're involved in the scam. I think I recall seeing the pictures, but Madison, she does the wigs and stuff, so I remember seeing the red hair now that the picture's been brought back up. But she just doesn't want to associate it. Well, like you said, she leaves it. She's an agent of chaos. She
Mhm.
comes in and she just kind of leaves that trail of just destruction. She thinks she knows everything, and then when she gets in too deep, she's like, okay, I'm out of this. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And I do feel bad for her. If that lady was going through a hard time, and then you and Nestor were sitting there
I
laughing
mean,
at
do you
her.
imagine your mom having a stroke and you have to move into a hotel? That's not really a great time. I mean, the fact that she was on hard times, I get it, but even caregiving a parent, um, depending on what condition ma'am was in. My mom had a couple of strokes and came out of them, fairly okay. But certainly having to caregive for someone in not a home, home is where we're making it type environment. I give her a lot of credit. Hopefully she's gotten up and out of that situation, but that's a lot.
And it
That's a
sounds like
lot because
she
you
was
want your people to be someplace comfortable to recuperate.
it sounds like she was trying to deal with herself with her kids too. So
Mhm.
she had a and she maybe she was being like an emotional cup for Sonia. You know, Sonia was filling her up with all her whatever she's got going on. So
Absolutely.
she seems like she seems like a nice person. Um, now I won't go as far as saying like a good person, but she seems like a nice person who
She seemed appreciated how she made it through all of us asking her questions.
right.
And she maintained her composure
Mhm.
and she went through the hot seat. That's definitely what I give her some credit for. I don't I'm not going to bash her for being in a damn hotel.
No.
Sonia has her friend group and everybody else has their friend groups, right? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I just think that Sonia got caught out there for pillow talking, which was the same thing Shirley did, which
Mhm.
was the same thing that Nesto did. And it's funny that she gave Nesto no credit or leeway when she was having a private conversation and he was having a private conversation with his son. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I'm a premium dude, I'm this, that, and the third. Um, why she couldn't just say, yeah, I told him what you had going. I mean, either way, she was busted. And some of that information was not necessary for her to tell Nesto. That's pretty much what the point was.
No.
Also, just to be so stupid to do it on a recorded line.
Now there are times when, like, when you're married, like when I was married, I would tell, if my husband knew, my ex-husband knew, like my friends and stuff, if they were going through something, my ex-husband was ready to, like, he was ready to take up for some of my friends, or, if I had to tell him details, there were some details, but most things you don't tell your significant other, and he's not even her significant other. Why are you running people's tea down to the jail? I don't
Well, on a
get that.
recorded line, like also, that people are listening to these calls. At that time when she went to meet with him, she would have known that the calls were on YouTube already. She already knew, I
Yeah,
think.
I don't. That
Yeah.
was a
Based on
wasn't
that
that.
time frame, I think she already knew.
So it was on a video
Maybe, I don't
call.
know.
It
Mhm.
was on a video call, and it was on a phone call too, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't. She made. She.
That's how I remembered Maddie. I remember her from the Stiletto Boss interview. That was the first time. And then I went to go check out Stiletto because she said it was going to be on Stiletto Boss. And I mean, I was bringing you guys that tea. So of course I went to the Instagram, all the things. So I remembered her face. And
Mhm.
then she did the interview. We'd heard her name over a few periods of time. She dropped the stuff about the hotel. We knew Carl Thomas' baby mama lived in a hotel too. So it wasn't
We
really,
didn't.
and remember, she said she was going to live in a hotel as quiet as it was kept, but then she ended up getting the apartment. Nesto kind of talked to her, like I said, no, get your apartment, get your place, do your thing. All
Isn't it
those,
that an inmate has to tell you to to be stable? But somebody
Okay.
else wants to call in link, so I will drop down. I don't want. I just wanted to show you that video because I'm like,
Oh, the
wait a
call-in
minute.
link is linked. Oh, I thought I had it linked up top. Sorry, guys.
But
Hold
if you
on.
search fake divorces his wife,
Mhm.
there's a couple of cases. I just happened to find these two, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is not a coincidence.
I will. I will. We'll do some more, definitely. Thank you for
All
bringing
right.
that up, Vicky. I appreciate it, hun.
Thanks for having me. Have a good
Okay,
one.
absolutely. You take care. Okay,
All right. Bye
bye.
bye.
Guys, give me just a sec. Thank you. Okay. Okay, guys. I think I dropped the link. I did drop the link. Okay. Um yeah, it was the whole medicine thing was weird and um I don't know. I don't begrudge. This is the thing for Madison. You're doing a whole PR thing right now and you are supporting the judge. I would say, what I would really like to know from Madison is why she isn't doing more to support her friend and let her friend tell her story. Hey, Raquel.
Oh, hey,
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 Raquel.
honey,
Hey, how
hey,
are
how's it
you?
going? I'm fine, long time no hear.
I know. How are you? I'm so glad you called in.
I'm, I know because usually, I'm in California, so when you are live, I'm usually at work, and so now I'm coming home from work, so that's why I'm able to call in. So I
I'm
don't want
glad
to
I
keep
did it
you
a little
guys.
later.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, just really quick, listen to the call from you guys all and thing with the God Pop Inquirer yesterday, and I really enjoyed you getting on, Ella getting on, and then the V girl getting on and getting Madison together. I mean, some Cali living. I definitely enjoyed you guys getting her together. So I just real quick about the Sonia thing, because y'all know I got to get her together every chance I get. My thing is with her, as windmilling that she is doing, the gag of all gags is this: as much windmilling as she is doing for him, his family ain't doing no windmilling. So it's like, girl, are you that delusional? His son ain't doing it. His daughters ain't doing it. His baby mamas ain't doing it. His ex-wives ain't doing it. Nobody is doing it but her silly ass. So it's like, his own family ain't even coming to his defense, hold no interviews, Facebook, Instagram, even anonymously. Nobody is fighting for him. So obviously, they all know that he's a liar, he's a cheat, he's a crook, he's a scam artist. If they not even doing it, hello, they know his character, silly Sonia. They know his character. You the only dumb broad that don't even know his character. Hello, heifer. Can you get it through your silly ass skull at this point? Like, come on, Shirley ain't even came out and said nothing. You are the only silly dumb ass that ain't even, like, hello. Everybody sees it but her. So I mean, at the end of the day, even if it was my father, and as silly as he may be, and if I'm gonna come through for you, I mean, anybody would come through for their own father. Dion ain't even coming through saying nothing, and he ace boon calls with them. So it's like, out of everybody, his own children would come through and say something, and they are not even saying anything. So I'm like, girl, when are you going to get a clue? But at the end of the day, she thought that she hit a lick, and she didn't. And now she trying to make good on her investment of all that money that she spent. And child, you ain't going to get a dime. Honey, all you getting is a damn peso from him, because your trick had no money. Hello. You made no money on your investment.
No, she's lost money. She's absolutely, I think she's definitely lost money. Everybody who's backstage, just hold on just a minute. But yeah, I think I absolutely agree with what you're saying. And you know, I've said it a million times, like, it's not like he's across country. He's literally across town. And a whole entire stranger, opportunistic stranger, can make it over there a couple times a month, but nobody can make it over there with a fresh shirt and and a cut to go sit and talk to their dad, not about the case for 30 minutes. Nobody can do that. I just find it weird. And I know a lot of people in the chat say, "Oh, you go to jail, I'm not coming to visit you." Okay, and that's you. But if this is their dad, their people, Dre lives, I mean, isn't it easy to forget that Dre actually lives in town? Dre never stops by. Dre, and he never stopped by. The man's been there for 2 years. In the first year, before they ever knew that anything was going to be publicized, nobody came, but Mr. Daryl came 2 times, which I give him a lot of credit for coming.
Right.
And then just the people who have shown up. And so if he's all that to you, no one has shown up. Even you, it's okay to use YouTube as an excuse, because YouTube is now the excuse. What was the excuse before? So I hear you on that, Raquel. You got anything else for us, hun?
I'm just gonna keep it cute, because she tried to shade me on your Instagram, and I don't know why she did, honey. I am a cute 40, and she is up there mid 50, looking 60, and she tried to come through and shade me, talking about I use filters. No, baby girl, I don't have no filters, and I just want to clearly let her know. Yes, girl, when I underneath one of your pictures, I said she clearly using filters, and she was like, obviously somebody is using them too. No, baby girl, I have no wrinkles, no lines. Girl, I sure will.
Because I said,
girl, yes, honey, it was under the one where she put that she likes she likes his dick or loves his dick. It was one of them recent ones.
Oh,
And then
okay.
Bougie Gang came through and commented right underneath me and was like, girl, she ain't got none. I was like, girl, yeah, she mad. I was
Oh
like,
my
girl, please,
God.
honey. There are no lines, no wrinkles over here, honey. I don't have no filters, child.
I
Uh,
guess I must not have realized that that was her.
girl, it was
'Cause-
her. It was
Okay.
her. I was
Oh
like,
wow.
child, she
Okay.
tried it. She tried it, honey. I was like, honey, I ain't got no bags. Honey, I am not malnourished at all, honey. I'm a good 150. Girl, get into it.
Send me
Girl, I got
pictures.
all my
Everyone needs to
nutrition.
have a seat. Oh,
Right, that
look,
part.
someone's saying
Okay.
her and her 98, but she said in her text she was 90. So, okay, Raquel, we love you. Thank you for coming through
Love
and
you.
don't be a stranger. Okay,
I
dear. We love
won't.
you.
Bye, Bougie
Okay.
Gang. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, I got Sassy. Hey, Sassy. Hey, Boo. And then I got Mocha and Bible Lady coming, okay? Hey, Sassy, what's going on, sis?
Hey, friend, can you hear me?
Yes, how are you?
I am good. I feel like the radio. What did they say? Long time listener, first time caller.
Oh, yes. Yay. Wait, let me see
Yes.
if I have appropriate sound effects. I mean, we can just drop some coins on that. I mean, it's
There we go.
coiny.
I'll take it. I'll take
Oh,
it.
thank you. Yes. So what's going on? What do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, just kind of piggybacking off the last caller, what y'all were talking about, nobody coming to see Nesto. I've thought about that for a long time. And Fran, I really think nobody's coming to see Nesto. I think in the beginning, he didn't want them to come see him, right? I think as far as Shirley, the whole gig, if you think about it, was she can't come because they didn't want her exposed, right? Nobody to see her there. And I think he also didn't really want his family to come because, first of all, let's be real, Nesta is very transactional, right? Even with Dion, who, regardless of how we feel about Dion loves his dad, and Nesta is very transactional. So for him, it was, I don't need them to come because they don't have anything to offer. If you think about it, he's never really asked, other than Sonia, he hasn't asked for anybody to come see him. And I think at this point, now that he's 2 years in, his family really doesn't know what to do. And on top of that, this ain't his first merry-go-round. Like, how many times am I coming to see you in jail and over the same BS at that, right? It's like the same story. How many times has he been
I
arrested
know,
and
but
been in
let's just
jail?
say, and I agree, and I'm on the outside, but if my dad were to drop dead and I'm standing on, well, I didn't want to come see you in prison again, then that's what you're going to
Mhm.
have to stand on. You know what I mean? Like, and for some people, that's okay. They've reconciled that. And maybe there's some other issues and they just don't care that much. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be real.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but if you really care, your walk and your talk is not matching up. I'm sorry, a pack of wild dogs, horses, and bears could not keep me away from my man, my man, my man. I'm sorry.
But
Now,
your
with
dad
Shirley,
wasn't Nesto, right? And for most of their
absolutely not. Yeah,
lives,
no.
Nesto hasn't, most of their, let me say this, most of their, adolescence, he really wasn't there, right? In the 90s, he was gone for what, 8 or 9 years? Then
So
when he
they're
got
used to
out,
him not being around. He's institutionalized,
exactly,
and so are they to a certain degree.
exactly.
They're used to his institutionalization, and he's used
Right,
to going long
right.
stretches with no one. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I get
So
it. But all of
I
that
don't
being
think it's
said,
not that they don't love him. I think it's just not that fervor of, oh, we're supposed to gather up and go see daddy and check on him. It's like, okay, here's dad doing it again. I still got life
right?
out here in the street.
It's not like he's in Kentucky. It's not like he's at some Fed prison somewhere. He's literally on the other side of the baseball field. Like, how do you, I don't get it. I still can't. I mean, I guess I would really have to wrap my head around how they're living, like how their lifestyle and how they can reconcile that dad is literally a few miles away and you have not driven your car to just go and say what's up, even if you don't have to stay a whole 30 minutes. It could just be, I just came to see you, da da
Yeah,
da. these calls are monitored. So I just want you to know I love you. I wanted to see you on a video call real
I don't
quick.
think they're
Do I need
staying
to do
away so much.
anything?
Yeah, I don't think they're staying away so much because of the calls and the YouTube stuff, especially, the first year that he
Well,
was
of
there.
course not. Yeah, because they weren't didn't show up anyway. So yeah,
Right.
that shouldn't
I
be
just
the issue.
think it's
Now it's the
how
excuse.
he has them conditioned. I think it's just how he has conditioned them. I don't know. I get you. It's weird. If it was my dad, definitely.
Or your
But I think
husband
it's
or your man.
right, right. Well, again, with Shirley, I think the whole thing with Shirley, she wasn't going to go and he didn't want her to go because they didn't want her to be exposed.
Mm.
They didn't want, anyone to see her, which goes to Sonia, his relationship with Sonia. That's a whole lot of bullshit. And I don't condone fighting another woman about a man, but she deserves her ass kicked because you sitting up there in that public prison, that public jail, and anybody can see you visiting Shirley Strawberry's husband with zero cares do you have, ma'am? Come on now.
She seems to
Come
be
on
okay
now.
with that. They say it's side chick season.
They think they have a season. They think they have a whole season, but it's out of
A whole
control. But
moment.
it's out of control. A whole moment.
Right.
It's out
Right.
of control. Yeah, it's straight bullshit.
Right. That's sad. But okay, if that's what y'all think, okay. But and I get it. Shirley and Nesto probably were not in a good place. They didn't have a positive marriage. So, you know what I'm saying? Most people, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say, and I'm just throwing some names out here. Let's say Dr. Heavenly and what's his name? Darren,
Damon.
Dr. whatever, Dr. Damon, right? You already know Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Heavenly would be over there with a damn picnic basket. She would be there before they open. She would be there for as many. That lady is
Mm-hmm.
into and loves her
Mm-hmm.
husband. I don't care if Dr. Damon tore down the whole hospital. Dr. Heavenly is going to be there for Dr. Damon. Okay. And then
Mm-hmm.
Mariah and the doc and the her Bangladeshi husband. I can't remember his name, but you know who I'm talking about. The other
Aiden.
married Madisons. Yes, Aiden. You know,
Aiden. Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
Shirley just. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she just wasn't into him like that, or when it came down to, she was just tired and it was over. And I get it. I get it. So, Sassy, is there anything else you want to tell us? Because I got 3 other people lined up.
Nope. That's
Anything else you
it.
want to
I'm
tell Bougie
good.
Gang?
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Bougie Gang. Thank you for coming up, Sassy. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you so much. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Take care. Dr. Huck. Yes, absolutely. Hey, Mocha. Okay, so Bible Lady and Erica, I got you up next. Okay. And then Sunny just popped in. So it's Bible Lady, Erica, and Sunny after Mocha. Hey, Mocha. Hey, Boo.
Hey, Francoise. Hey, Bougie
How
Gang. Good
how are
evening.
you, sis?
I am chilling on staycation. It's my birthday week.
Oh,
I'll
how are you
be.
doing? I was thinking about the situation you told us about your neighbor downstairs. Is
Uh,
everything better a little bit? You doing okay?
Girl, we laid him to rest, and then another coworker passed away
Mm,
Monday before last. So
mm.
it's a lot. Like
It's
3
a trying
people.
time right now.
Yeah, we've lost 3 people at my job in the past
Wow.
this year alone. But yeah, I'm better with it now. We laid him to rest. I said my goodbyes and doing good. But yeah, so
Well,
I
keep your head up.
I have been texting you. Thank you, love. I've been sending you messages in Facebook because I heard Infamous say that she ran into one of Nesto's family members on a visit, and I've been asking you
Really?
to check
Oh,
the visitor log.
that's right.
The visitor log from like the end of May, beginning of June.
So I just got the weirdest thing. I've
Hey,
been having a
Nikki.
little, I don't want to complain too much, but I have been having a little trouble with my requests. I just got a request and I don't know, I think the dates weren't right because I only got 2 things and it was only for a 2-week time span, but I did just get I don't think that this is, to me, I don't think that this is complete. I'm gonna have to put through a whole nother. I'm gonna have to just put through a request just for the PDF. But May 26th, it was just Sylvia, and May and June 2nd, it was just Sylvia. Now, in between then, girl, you hear my papers. So 4-4 Sylvia, 4-7 Sonia, 4-19 Sylvia, 4-22 Sonia, 4-28 Sonia, 5-17 Sylvia. Now, in between 5-17 and 5-26, I don't know because it's not on the same report. So I'm going to have to send another request.
I want to say it was the beginning of this month, if not the end of last month. She did a
I
live.
heard that. I think I just posted that video today in Patreon. Well, no. Not okay. Let me wind that back. So I did just post, I didn't mean it like that. I posted 6/2/24, but I don't think there's anyone in that video with her. But yes, I do recall something being said about a family member, but I don't know that they do dual visits like that.
They do. They do allow two people to visit at a time if they're both registered. But
I've seen like families, but she's not family with those people.
right.
You know what
But
I mean? Like we've seen
she
mothers
said
and
whoever it was did not want to have no part of this YouTube mess, did not
Mhm.
want to be on camera, didn't want her name out there, told her not to mention their name. I don't know if it was a male or female, but it was, she said it was a family member. She ran into one of his family members and she had a long talk with them.
Oh, is that when she said that she gave some random person who just got out of jail a ride back into
Right.
town?
Yep.
Baby.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but on to, I was laying here
I
watching.
will make note of that. I will put in a request just for a visitor log file. It's just I don't know if they get a lot of requests over there, but sometimes they just don't. It takes a minute. Like you have to have very much you have to have a lot of patience. The ladies there are very, very nice, don't get me wrong, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and this probably isn't their only job, so I don't want to sound like I'm complaining at all. But yeah, you gotta, it's like, wait a second, I requested it like that. You gotta have a lot of patience and be like, hey, I think my query is wrong. Could you redo that? You know what I mean? Like you want to be because they're very nice and
Yeah.
I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up my relationship with them because they're very nice. So, but yeah, I will double back and see if I can get a more consolidated reporting. So
And I loved you trio on the tag team on Madison the other day because I
it was
mean she was not being accountable for nothing, because even the whole time I was like, ooh, I want to call in and nail her to the cross, because she was saying she didn't know her, she knew her by Chrissy, but when she interviewed her, she wasn't going by Chrissy. Sonia even
no, not
said
at all.
they call me silly Sonia. So she knew this girl's name was Sonia during that interview back in November. She knew
Yeah,
her.
and
And
I
then she
posted
took
as many
pictures.
shorts as I could. Like I was
Yeah.
trying to not overdo it, but I was like, I know some people are new to this topic. You know, we get new people in here every day. So I know the shorts help kind of give people like that little 1 minute
Mm-hmm.
information that helps, bridge the story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was nice and I appreciated Dennis allowing me to come up and furthermore, um, using the video. And yeah.
Yeah, you guys were gentle with her,
Mhm.
but I would have, I get it, because when I'm done with somebody, I wash my hands. They're as good
Mhm.
as dead to me. You know what I mean? So she's probably like, I don't know this girl. I don't know this girl, but at least she could have said, yeah, what she said the other day. Yeah, I knew her. She talked my business. I'm not fucking with her. I'm never gonna be cool with her again or whatever. But
Mhm.
I mean, how could you forget somebody that talked about your family to an inmate named Ernesto?
I mean, look, she wanted to she was there to talk about something very specific with Dennis.
Yeah.
And that was on call number 1. And then call number 2, she had been busted. And I don't think she anticipated um folk calling in, but V had it absolutely right in terms of the discrepancies. I felt like I felt like I knew she was lying just from the beginning. I mean, and then also just in terms of her qualifying Sonia's being a successful businesswoman. I mean,
I
we
call
can't.
bullshit.
Well, this is the deal. I'm gonna say some people feel like having their bills paid every month is successful. Some people feel like a car note and whatever you got wherever you're living is successful. So we have to remember too that your measuring stick and my measuring stick might not even be the same. You know what I'm
True.
saying?
Yeah, true. What's
I'm
her
gonna
benchmark
just
of
go ahead and
success?
accept that hers definitely is not like mine.
You're right.
So I'm gonna let her have that, because if that's what she feels like is successful, baby, you got it. That's not, you know what I'm saying? It's debatable at this point, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anything else for us, Mocha? Because we got
No,
3
no.
other people lined up. I love you and I appreciate
Love
you
you
calling in
too.
so much. I
Thank
hope that
you.
you're have a great 4th of July if you're celebrating, or just enjoy the long weekend. Do you have a long weekend?
My birthday is on Wednesday.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm usually off on Sundays and Mondays, and I took Tuesday and Wednesday off. Thursday's a holiday, so I don't go back to work until Friday. So I am going to
Okay.
be getting my bougie overdose.
Period.
The R
Enjoy
stands for
yourself.
bougie, and the R stands for receipts.
Okay.
I love you,
Period.
girl. All right, I'll be in the bushes.
All right, call in on your birthday, please.
Okay, thank you
Okay.
guys.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
hun. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, Bible lady.
Good evening, Bougie gang. How are
How are
you?
you? I'm fine. Erica, and then I had someone else who just dropped off. So, to the sis who just dropped off, make sure to call back in. Just give us about another 10 minutes. Okay, Bible lady, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Listen, I just wanted to talk real quick about the side chicks and the side hens,
Yes,
how they're
ma'am.
popping out in 2024. They've been
Yes.
out, they've been doing side chicking for years. It's just that social media is exposing them now.
Mm.
Back in the 90s, I worked for a urologist in, guess where? Atlanta. And we had a patient that came in to get services, and the urologist decided that she needed surgery. So I was the person that scheduled the surgery and scheduled the pre-ops and all that type of stuff, right? So I had her scheduled, had her pre-op
Mhm.
set in stone, and I called her to give her that information. Well, when I called, let's just say Miss Jones, I, told her who I was. I was calling from this office to give her surgery information. And she was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I was like, well, you were
Stop
just here about
it.
2 days. Yes, you were here 2 days ago. And, Dr. So-and-so wanted you to have this appointment. And I'm here to give you your details on your surgery. And she was like, ma'am, I've never been in your office. I have no urological problems. I was
Mm.
like, hold on a second. So I'm looking through her chart and I was like, well, this is Mrs. Susan Jones that lives at blah, 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 yada, 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 right? And she was like, well, yeah, but I've never been in your office. And she said, can you describe me? And I was like, well, yeah. And I told her, because we had her driver's license and everything. And she said, did I come alone? I was like, well, no, you came with your husband. And she said, I'll be damned. It was her husband's side chick that came in with him for urological services.
Did she
And
have like a raging bladder infection or something, or some sort of kidney situation? What was going on
I
with her? I'm
can't remember
curious.
specifically. She probably we did a lot of bladder tax at the time. And it was a female urologist that I worked for. So she dealt with a lot of female
Like
urological issues.
post-pregnancy issues, that
Yeah,
type of stuff?
with their
Okay.
bladders dropping or they were having leakage, just different things. And yeah, she was like, no, she had an aha moment and she was literally pissed, and she was an attorney. So this was back in the day before we had to get before HIPAA, and you were required to, do all this other stuff. But yeah, she tried to come in and use this woman. She had her insurance card and everything. Where she effed up was she put the wife's phone number in instead of her own, because I would have originally called her instead of the wife.
Yeah. I mean, and now with like all of these patient management, the like Epic and all of that stuff where, you're taking a picture and they
Exactly.
pretty much have your picture on file along with your driver's license, sometimes for like insurance information. They ID you in a couple of different ways. So
Exactly. We
don't
have
think you're
several
not
methods of
being ID'd.
verification now. Yes.
Yeah, they're getting your insurance card, they're getting your driver's license, they're also taking your picture when you're showing up. When they sit there, they pull up your file, you can see your picture. It's for many different reasons because, yeah, insurance fraud has been so prevalent. I hope that they filed insurance fraud against her and identity theft. I hope they
Yes,
did.
it
Theft
was
of
it was a
services,
whole
all
big
of those things.
it was a whole
Yeah.
big thing. The office, we got pulled into it because there was a divorce and we were subpoenaed and that type of thing.
Why didn't he? Let me just add, like, sometimes people don't realize, like, it isn't as expensive as you think to pay cash for a doctor's appointment. I mean, some doctors are very expensive, but if you come in as a cash person, because when I initially got laid off with the pandemic, I had a moment, paying cash for visits,
Right.
and you pay cash.
Well, we're talking
I
about
mean,
surgery. So you're
well,
talking about, the a la
oh,
carte, all the different, the hospital fees, the
that
anesthesiologist.
was bold.
Yeah,
That was
that was
very much
very
giving
bold.
bold.
Yeah.
But why not organize your own insurance? I mean, either she wasn't working and
She was
didn't
a
have a
side, she
job,
was a
or
Sonya. She was a side
she
chick.
didn't she didn't have she it clearly didn't have her
Insurance.
nothing. She had
No.
nothing. Yeah.
Hmm.
Unfortunately. Yeah. These guys are weird. These men who live double lives, who think that they can just put someone in wifey's place. That to me, that gets scary.
And
That
dangerous.
enters the realm of scary,
Yeah.
because that enters the realm of accidental fall down the steps or just weird shit happening, and that there's some hate there and it could be life threatening. That's scary to
It
me.
was very,
I
it was,
really do
it,
find
it
that to
is,
be
it's very
just
scary.
a
But I just wanted to share that with
wow.
you. I have to get off now.
Thank you. A couple of people said they love your voice.
Oh, well, thank
So
you.
thank you so much for calling in.
Aw,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you for having
Well,
me.
absolutely. Thank you so much. You take care.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Bye-bye. Let's see. Erica? Hello.
Yeah. Can you
Hi,
hear me?
Erica. How are you? Yes. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing great. What did you want
Great.
to talk about
Yeah.
tonight?
Well, first let me say I listen to you. I work for Google Drive, do Google Maps, and so I'm in the car all day, and so I'm always waiting on you to go live or to look at a live that I missed. You're absolutely fantastic. Like I've
Oh,
listened to other creators. I don't really but I absolutely love your channel. I think you do a very good job. As far as what I'm looking for, like I don't like people sitting and reading the comments type deal, but you do a very good job. You get to the point. You get to the story. You say your commentary. I appreciate it, and you're my favorite YouTuber.
thank you
As
so
far as,
much. Thank
yes,
you. I
ma'am.
needed to hear that. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you are
That
my
was
favorite
some
YouTuber.
Oh, that's some good I had a headache today, but I appreciate that's the kind of look, I know everything's not going to always be positive, but I appreciate the positive feedback cuz that definitely motivates me to go ahead and hit that go live when I'm, on those days where I'm kind of like, okay, I'll go live in a couple of hours when I know you guys are waiting on me. I appreciate that so much. So thank you for saying
Yes,
that.
I absolutely love it, and I cannot wait till you go live during the lunch hour, and then I'll just tune in. But you are doing a very very good job covering this case. I've listened to, like I said, I listened to different YouTubers, and I don't like by far. I think you, to my liking, have done it the best. So
Well,
that's
and that's
that.
the great thing. There's someone for everyone. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
So
right,
there's someone
right.
for everyone. So everyone, everyone kind of does their own thing. So what's kind of been your favorite thing this week? Like what did you want to talk about? Like as far as like, was it Maddie? Was it Erica King last week getting her plea deal? Is it the text messages? What got you kind of like, ooh, what was like your aha
Uh,
moment this week?
Yeah, my aha moment it was not Madison. Like I don't think she's all right. She's just a little part of the story. Like she doesn't really change the narrative of the story that we know right now. But when they released when Mr. Wooten uh you know kind of confirmed and semi-confirmed that he was watching YouTube. That he watched
Mhm.
some channels on YouTube. That was very interesting. And then when Mr. Wooten, and then the phone calls with the text messages
Mm,
that
mhm.
very much contradicted what Sonya was telling us in the public. And so the last time the last time I got a chance to talk on your show here live, like now, I got all these like everybody's like she must be now, and I got a little bashing, but I'm just a common sense person. Like I watch Emily D. Baker when you
Mhm. I
Emily
love
D.
Emily. Mhm.
Yeah, I watch her too. Like she's a good YouTuber. I love her, and so I'm just like a common sense person. So if I ask a question, I'm just asking questions out of common sense. And
And
so
everyone has
my
their own theories. You might have an
right,
unpopular opinion one day, and then you might be with the crowd the next day. You know how it goes. It's okay.
right, right. And so last time I guess I asked questions that were very kind of unpopular to the audience, and they were like, "Oh, she must not have been here since day one." Yeah, I have actually been here since day one. I just kind of use common sense. Oh, well, I'm not saying no one uses common sense. I'm just more like open to all the possibilities, basically.
Right. You're
And
seeing
so,
it
so
from a
my question,
360. Mhm.
right? So my questions are my first question. It's not even a question. The first thing I want to say is with the Hazel interview, and then all the other victims that said Nesto did this in the barbershop to them when they were
Mhm.
trying to get a job. Like Dion knew because there was a call addressing that, and
Mhm.
so Nesto he completely he's completely like I don't know like what are you talking about? And so clearly
I don't know them
Dion
folk.
yeah, but Dion knows the story about that because Dion said he referred to it. And he
Mhm.
said, "Hey, remember when you had Miss Jones? When I think he said Miss Jones. Remember
Mhm.
when you had old lady thinking like you? All right, they confirmed Hazel's story. So that means Dion knew, and Dion probably heard him like deny this on the phone call when he was addressed about it. Huh? They did what? Dion knew that his dad did exactly what they said he did in that particular phone call. Like Dion knows, and Lamont knows. Lamont knows because Nesto is giving us all these. What they said I did. What Nesto is giving us this on this, stuff that Dion and Lamont knows about. They know about it. So they know you lying about certain things. They might not think you lying about everything, but they know you are lying about certain things. And so, I'm like, well, why, why when they come back on the phone call, they act the way they but maybe they don't want to implicate nobody, or maybe they think, oh yeah, I know he did do this, but this ain't what we're talking about, or this is not what he's being charged with. And so, and then on my second point, Nesto, I think Fulton County is that like they are absolutely doing people wrong. There's just no like this is. I think they are skating the law. Like they are finding every loophole uh, to their benefit. Because if Nesto would have had a speedy trial, which he asked for, we know he asked for it, and then when the judge said what, he said
No,
the lawyer.
let me interrupt you real quick. He just asked for a speedy trial. He could not ask for a speedy trial until he was indicted. So now that he's indicted and then he got his day to make the plea, what, like a month ago? And he got his date to come back in October. He has asked basically they're setting trial. So he got his discovery. He has his indictment. They could not get a speedy trial until they got the indictment. They got the indictment. They went to court 30 days later. The judge asked Mr. Wooten, when are you ready? 3 months, 6 months. And basically they're coming back in October and they're going to set trial date.
Right, but that
Now,
was on like a specific charge though, like all the other charges, because
no,
he
that's
was
the whole
indicted on
entire
charges.
RICO. That's the whole entire package of financial fraud. So as far as like the CP and the sexual assaults, that hasn't been indicted yet. So he can't get speedy trial on those unless he's indicted.
But the ones that he could have got a speedy trial on, he could have got a speedy trial on some of them, right?
He just got indicted on all of the financial frauds. So the theft by deceptions, theft by taking, all of the identity theft, all of that, he's going for speedy trial on that. But it can only be so speedy because at the end of the day, he just got a new attorney. They're just getting the discovery, and his lawyer basically asked for what, 3 to 6 months or something like that. So they're going
6
back in
months.
October and they're setting the trial date. So
Okay, but
that
that was only for a specific amount of charges. But it was some charges were indicted, right? At that point, some charges were indicted, some were
yes.
not.
So the ones that are not, you can't get a speedy trial until they're indicted. The ones that are indicted, he is getting a speedy trial. It might not be speedy to us, but it's speedy for the backlogged Fulton County.
And so when I look at the importance of a speedy trial, I know the lawyers who were indicted in the Trump conspiracy, the lawyers, these were our lawyers who all wanted a speedy trial. They were lawyers. Like they know something that we're not like privy to, but they thought it was best to ask for a speedy trial. And so
Yes.
I'm thinking, like, even though all his charges weren't indicted, if the ones that had been indicted at the time he asked for the speedy trial,
Mm-hmm.
maybe those would have been like dismissed, or they didn't have evidence. But I
So
think
let me
Fulton
just
County.
I got you on this. So look, this is the deal. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this is what's going on. So he's got 4 cases right now. He's got one theft by deception that's open, but nothing seems to be happening with it. He's got child pornography charges that's pending. He's got sexual assault charges. Those are pending. And there's 5 charges within that sexual assault case, and there's 4 charges in the child pornography. Everything is pending over there. It's all pre-trial. Right now, he has like 40 charges under a RICO. And so there's a RICO and then there's state charges, and everything is going to trial. We're going to find out more about that when they go to court in October. So it's not, I mean, it's speedy enough, but there are pretrial formalities that have to take place. Like they weren't going to just take him to court. Then, you know what I'm saying? Like his lawyer has all of that discovery to look through, and he's got more than one client. That's the problem. Because also keep in mind, Nesto might want a speedy trial, but if you've got a lawyer with 25 other clients or 30 clients, everyone needs time. And the lawyer has to do their work to be able to defend you.
Right. So do you see? I see the way I'm seeing Nesto's case handled. I feel like Fulton County, and not just Nesto's case, but maybe even the like Trump case. Some details from that. It looks like it appears that they are maneuvering kind of around the law and skating just like on the red line, and they're just doing stuff because how do you be in jail for like 2 years and like you haven't been indicted? But I know that can happen. Like he wouldn't have been able to afford it anyway. Wouldn't have mattered. But anyway, let me go to my little second thing. Nesto, like, do we think he had any funds? Did Nesto have any funds? So we're all thinking Shirley Strawberry paid everything. But he had a whole barbershop. He had this or whatever he had. Like, do you think he had any funds like in the bank? So initially, maybe he thought, well, I
No,
got this many
sis.
funds.
I think he was
You don't think
broke.
so?
I mean, let's just he was robbing Peter to pay Paul. Yolanda, hold on just a second. I'm gonna get to you in just a minute. I think he was robbing Peter to pay Paul. I think his businesses were cash businesses. He was not keeping books. He was not filing taxes. These were shell companies, according to the investigators. I don't think Nesto had any money. They had just gotten kicked out of a house and he had just gotten kicked out of an apartment. He was evicted. I don't think they had much money. Shirley was in very dire straits. They had just gotten garnishments and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, Nesto. I mean, if Nesto has some money somewhere in a Foot Locker, buried in a damn duffel bag, let him tell it. But as far, I mean, sir is indigent right now. If he's gonna come out of jail pimp walk into $2 million somewhere in a storage container, good for him. You know what I'm saying? Like he better not let the feds find out about it.
Right. What do you think? Okay. All right. Do you think Dion? So we heard Hazel and all of them, and we know Dion be listening sometimes. We know Lamont listens sometimes. So when he laughed at Hazel's, the account that Sonia gave him about Hazel, it wasn't a lot of details, and he just laughed it off like, like that's crazy. But we know Dion said about Miss Jones. Well, he didn't say Miss Jones. He said, "Oh yeah, her acting like she was you," which confirmed Hazel's story. So with Dion hearing his dad say, "Oh no, I ain't know nothing about that," do you think that has some kind of effect on why Dion is not really happy? Because dude, you really
Okay.
did do that.
So, Erica, I'm gonna get your answer. I'm gonna take you down offline, but I'm gonna answer your question because let me get to the next person too. But
Okay,
thank you
all
so
right,
much.
thanks.
Okay. Okay. All right, Yolanda, I got you coming up next. So regarding Dion, okay, let me answer Erica's question real quick. So regarding Dion, and the barber shop and Dion kind of remembering what was going on in the barber shop, and then Nesto kind of Yolanda, give me just a second. Thank you for coming up. Um, I think that Nesto is very well aware to not implicate himself in anything. And as far as Nesto's concerned, he don't know them folks. Like at the end of the day, these guys are not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but they know not to implicate themselves and stuff. That's really all I can say. We don't know why these guys do what they do or say what they say. Let them tell it. They're putting on for everybody, like in this chat. You know what I mean? Like they don't seem to they're not phased by anything. And Dion does have his own set of problems. Someone said that Dion has his own cases. So, Dion's going to be limited in what he says. Yolanda, you're on. Thank you so much for letting me answer that question. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thanks for coming up and tell us what you want to talk about.
Hi, no problem. I'm glad you came back on. You know, because that letter this morning, I think it gave me a headache too. I was like, oh my gosh, she can't be this
Girl,
stupid.
I
I
had to
was
go
like,
lay down
and
off
I was
that. I was
like,
like, my Lord.
like you said, I'm like, is she playing with her? If she's listens to you regularly, or she subscribes to your channel, she should know close your legs to marry men, right? It's like this is
Yeah, I mean, look, lots of
ugh,
people have a past and everybody is not perfect by no means, right? But if you
right.
want to do what's right and you want certain things in life, you just gonna have to, there's just certain ways, so just stuff you got to do and not do. And
Yeah.
I'm not here to tell anyone bless your little pointy head because I
Yeah.
know now at this point in my life that it's not worth it. It's not worth delaying the destiny for the bullshit.
Mhm.
Like do what you got to
Yeah.
do the right way and then you're going to
Mhm.
get what you want a lot sooner. So that's
Girl,
just
if
the way I see it.
you reach out to her and she comes up for questions, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to send her an email and say, "Sis, did you watch my video today?"
Okay. Let me just go back real quick to last week with the judge. That that video and everything that has happened ever since it, I could not believe how that judge act and going on this press tour trying to plead her case. But I'm like, girl, just like you said, you're not making it any better. Then she
She
got
didn't make it better at all.
no. I was like, I couldn't believe this. First of all, why would she think that she could fight a man?
She must
That's
have been drinking something really good. I don't know if
she.
they gave her like some hypnotic with some Tito's or they made her like a old fashioned like thug passion or something. They gave
Yeah,
her something good in that club because sis
they
thought
sure
she was
did.
on. She thought
She
she
she thought
she
she,
thought she could beat a man. Who
yeah,
does
she
that?
thought that little cute dress with the side cape. She thought she was Wonder Woman or something. I don't know.
They
I'm
said that
like,
was her
girl.
Juneteenth dress. They said that was she was over there at the Juneteenth parade.
Girl, when she started saying that prayer to the policeman in the back because somebody 30 days ago did something to her and she prayed for him, I was like,
Last person that
girl,
crossed me died 30
girl, she
days
put some
later.
voodoo on him. I said,
She
oh my
put a
God.
root on
She
him.
put a root on him.
She was
I
like,
could I was like, just
she
like somebody
said,
somebody
he could
said
have
in the
took that as a
comments.
threat.
Yeah, he sure could have. Somebody said in the comments, the whole Atlanta is a reality show. It's Fulton
It
County. It's
really
a
is.
mess. A mess.
I almost feel like doing a podcast called Fulton County.
You would
If I
be girl
if somebody
praying.
lives in Fulton County and is not covering Fulton County as a complete topic, baby, y'all missing out. Because damn it,
Ex-
most of us
Exactly.
are, and it's not even a full one
And and
topic,
we
but
and we all
Fulton
in
County
different
can keep you
states.
busy. I've subscribed now to WS. I probably shouldn't even say that. Look, I have subscribed to one of the channels and I get alerts. Bus,
Uh-huh.
car accident, da 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 da. Two police officers. Girl, I'm getting alerts in Fulton County all day, every day now
Oh
because it's
my
like
God.
it's too juicy.
It is. It's just like, almost every day, whatever. Anyway, so let's fast forward to what was that, Sunday? No, Saturday. Oh girl. When I was so glad you guys got up there with Madison. I was like, she is lying. Oh
She
my
is
God.
lying.
She is lying. I'm like, girl. And her voice was getting on my nerves too. But just like you said, she held her own. She, V came at her like, look, girl, answer my
V
question.
was not playing. Yes, V
Okay,
was like, now
V,
wait a second.
she had her foot on her neck.
She really did. I mean, but someone in a good, sometimes it felt very much like a little bit of, I mean, someone's got, look, y'all, why did they come in here with this mess? You keep, just give me one.
Okay.
Portia is fighting with her boyfriend.
Uh-uh.
Oh my God, these two. It's almost bedtime, and they're having a little bit of a lover spat. Portia and her big boyfriend. Um, so yes, it was a mess. Madison got busted in a lie. V
She
did a
sure
very
did.
good job. Look, someone's got to be like, sometimes when you have to flush out a lie, someone has got to be a little bit of the hold the feet to the fire. And she
Mm-hmm.
did that. She really did.
Yeah.
And she had point by point ready. When I called in, I'm going to be honest, one of you guys had dropped me a link, and I was in Instagram checking my mail, and I think the interview had already started 30 minutes prior, and I read the note and I clicked on it and I was like, what's going on? And I saw V was questioning Madison. Nyla had literally just popped in. And then I was like, I want to come up. And I
Okay.
I said, hey, can I get a link too? And then Dennis, maybe a couple minutes later, dropped the link for me to, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
Vicky. Okay, Vicky dropped me a link about something. Okay. Vicky, I got your link, hun. Thank you. So yeah, it was good. I mean,
It was.
it made me start looking for clips. Like, I'm not gonna lie. You guys
Mm-hmm.
seeing the shorts, it did make me start going through my
Because
receipts.
yeah, because when it came out last week in the press conference, she was like, "Guys, look at this press conference real closely." Girl, I was looking at the video. I'm like, "I don't, friend, what you talking about? I don't recognize none of these ladies." I did not remember that was because like
Knew that was
somebody else
her.
said previous call, when Sonya came out with her friends in those videos, I didn't really like, pay attention like that. But I was like, oh wow, what a coincidence. What a
I knew that was
coincidence.
her. Like, it was just,
Mm,
it was funny. The minute you can't, yeah, I mean, now that you've seen her, like, you're not gonna forget her,
mm-mm.
right? Like,
How
she's,
many wigs she
she don't
changed?
blend
Nope.
in, girl. She don't blend in. So,
So this is my question. Is she a
mm.
rapper, a cougar rapper, or is she a R&B singer? What was that video about?
I think she probably does it all. Look, sis just
Okay.
celebrate. I think she celebrated her 50th birthday. On
Oh,
her
okay.
Instagram. So look, I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna I look. I'm
No,
a
I'm just asking what type of music
Oh,
it
no, no,
was. I
no.
mean,
I don't want to seem like I'm knocking anybody. I feel
right.
like ma'am is living her you know,
Uh,
I guess she's living her dream. Like, at the end of the day,
uh-huh.
she wanted to be in music, and
Yeah.
the fact that she has gotten a record deal at 50 years old and she's doing music videos, I commend her, because a
Okay.
lot of people would have given up by now and moved on to the next dream.
Yeah.
And I 504
Right.
says
Like
I'm
wait,
knocking.
I couldn't hear any music. I only saw like video clips.
Girl,
Was Dennis like not playing the music on purpose?
I think this is what I think. I believe that in his live, he played the music and it probably was demonetized because maybe her
Oh.
music is copywritten.
What?
And he went ahead and had they'll, if something catches a copyright claim, it
Mhm.
gives you the opportunity to mute the music. Either cut the
Oh.
clip or mute the music.
Oh, okay.
So he probably
Yeah.
opted to cut the clip, because when I played it, there was no music playing. But I feel like when I saw it live, he did have the music, but it probably
Oh.
either went yellow or red, um, which means that he wouldn't have been able to make money off of his video.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sure he
Yeah.
probably muted it. Once he muted it, it'll go back to green.
Oh, okay. And back to was that last Monday? Erica, like Joey said last week, Erica King, that's her name. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You hold your purse real tight around her. Don't even have it in the, on your shoulder. Put it in the trunk. No, I
Oh,
don't.
for Erica King?
Erica King, mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
she was giving costume vibes, and
she
she was
was.
giving,
I
yeah.
can't believe how she's so free to talk to Pam and be all on camera. And then she did that little news clip with Channel 2 or
With
whatever that
Ashley
was in Atlanta.
Lincoln.
Yes, I'm like,
With our bougie
girl.
gang sis, Ashley Lincoln.
Girl, I'm like, wow.
Why she play
Yeah.
Ashley Lincoln like that, saying, "Oh, I don't want my face shown because I am testifying, and all the women in Atlanta should be happy." Girl, and then you were sitting
Girl,
up
when she
on
said,
YouTube live stream. Girl,
yes, I'm like, girl, I wonder if she gonna come looking different for when she testifies against. If she come
she
looking
might
different
come looking
again,
like damn Dominique Devereaux. She might come through looking like Sexy Red. We don't know how she's coming next time. She may come in her sexy red wig.
girl,
We don't know how
she
she's
she
coming.
she got time to get on Ozempic like everybody else in Atlanta, so she may come back, 40, 50 pounds lighter.
It might be those did you notice though at certain points she looked thick, but then sometimes she didn't. When she was standing there over there by Pam, she kind of just looked like she had on big clothes.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
in the
I think she had
courtroom,
on like big clothes
she
like
looked
that for a
thick.
reason. Yeah,
Yeah, but then when she was
yeah.
standing there with Pam, it looked like she was smaller, just in some big ginormous clothes. Like
Mhm.
it was giving costume.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust her. Ooh, Can she
No.
she gonna stay in Atlanta? Don't let her go no other states. She got to stay there. I mean, in
But
Georgia, girl. Huh.
I don't know if they on her probation papers, it says that she's not allowed to leave the state,
Oh, good.
move,
Stay there.
like she has to clear it with probation first. So
Good.
whatever she does, if like her and her man decided to move, it would have to be an approved move. And if she goes on like vacation, stuff like that, she has to anything outside of the norm. Hey, Miss Piggy Braxton, anything out of the norm, she's gonna have to clear with her probation officer.
Yeah. Do you know how Dennis said that he talked to Will Wooten and Will Wooten commended the YouTubers for bringing the
Yes.
witnesses for it or
Mhm.
whatever. If you got subpoenaed, you gonna take that 3-4 hour trip
I mean, I
down?
have to. A
Yeah,
subpoena
you
is a
have to.
subpoena. Subpoena
Mm.
is if you don't go
I
for a
thought
subpoena,
about
that's a
that.
bench warrant. Yeah, you gotta
I
go.
know. Yeah,
Mhm.
I was like, what if
Why not?
what if
Yeah.
he wanna subpoena the
Sis ain't
YouTubers?
sis ain't never scared. Sis ain't
Okay,
scared of nothing. Like, okay,
okay.
I can
You can
go.
you
Yeah,
can go in there with your little
absolutely.
bougie gang. Look, I got
Period.
my own
Yeah.
mic.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Stop it.
I just want to say, I've called in a couple of times. I love your channel. And I was looking for you this after. Kept waiting. I was like, my
I don't
lunch
know
ain't
what was
ready.
wrong with me. I was like, you know what? You know what I was on really? Because I called my husband. I said, babe, June was a tough month. June was hard. It was hard. I don't know how many videos I put up in June, but I
A
feel like I
lot.
put up plenty. Because
Yeah.
you guys come see me over here. Some of you guys are not subscribed to other places on YouTube, but I have 3 channels I'm posting on. I I was
Mhm.
like I was like, "Babe, I'm t
Yeah.
this June was tough for
Yeah.
me." And I'm not complaining in the least, but it was just I just needed like a minute because now
Yeah. It's
also I got to entertain Boo Boo and
Yeah, and
give her
we all
something to
understand that,
do. Right.
a large portion of your Booch game, we are mothers, we've been there, whatever. So we understand. And when you don't come on at lunchtime, I just go back. I was listening to some of the old videos because I found your channel in September, like when the
Mhm.
Strawberry Letter Shirley did that when it first came out. And when if we first started listening to the calls, a lot of things weren't adding up. I remember I was listening to
Remember
a
how much
call.
in the dark we were? It was like we
Yes,
were
we
all in a
thought
dark room with some
Dion
blindfolds on.
was
We didn't know what was
Nesto's
going on.
brother. Yeah, it was
Well,
one call.
yes.
Yep, we thought
Yeah,
Dion was
yeah.
his brother. Yep, we weren't sure who's his name. Lamont.
We
He's
had to
been off the
learn the
scene for a minute.
voices. Yeah, we had to
Yeah,
we had
we
to
had to
learn the
learn the voices.
voices. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
tough because I think phone calls from prison did too. I'm not like at first. I think we were all trying to figure out everything.
Mhm.
Because at one point there was a couple of calls where like Dion and Lamont's voice would just blend into that because they both got kind of like a little high twang
Yeah,
they got
yeah,
that
they
little
do.
twang thing going.
Mhm.
And even though now I can tell Lamont's voice, period, but
Yeah.
early on it was a little bit hard. So yeah, it was
Yeah, Lamont be lying
interesting.
a lot too. You know,
Girl.
sometimes in the morning, I get up early to go work out, and when I'm driving back home, I listen to the Steve Harvey show,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess Steve must have just told her, "Look, don't even acknowledge nothing. Just act like, just ignore it." Isn't that what what's his name, Cat Williams said? They just ignore it like it don't exist. But Shirley
That's
is
what
just
you
going
have to
about her
do.
life. She still do the strawberry leather. When they're talking about different things, she still give her, she give a little comment, but not too much. But
You
she
can't
seemed,
allow something to disrupt the flow. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
right, right,
if you
right.
if you were on a if all of a sudden you got called out at work and they brought you into the office and you are sitting there and you're now on a PIP, are you going back out and telling everybody? Are
Mm-hmm.
you not coming into work? Are you good, or are you going to just
Right.
do your damn thing and get up off your PIP? So
Yeah.
let's just equate that to Shirley being called out, dragged, embarrassed. Her husband's acting a fool out here. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, she still is sitting up here doing damn strawberry letters and whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
She
I don't blame her. She
I
needs to make that money.
yeah, she's not listening to none of this, and I get the feeling that anybody close to her is not telling her nothing. They may be listening and enjoying it and everything, but she's not listening. I wouldn't either if I was her. I would be so embarrassed. And anybody close to her, they're not telling her about all this foolishness that
You know
Ernesto
what?
is
But
doing.
I disagree because she look for her sanity, she can't listen to everything, but she is going
Exactly.
to
Oh
get a
my
divorce
God.
next month. And
Uh-huh.
she has to listen to some things to call out to her lawyer because there are some things that if Nesto decides to show his ass and go to court, that she needs to know, that her lawyer needed to know to be able to are you back? Okay. There's some things she needs to know just as a
Yeah.
woman. And I think
Yeah.
also as someone who's in the middle of a divorce. I don't think that Shirley is too low for what's going on right now because Shirley was in it.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't even be into this if it wasn't for her. The main draw
Exactly.
to this whole topic was the fact that Shirley's ratchet husband was in jail. Miss Piggy Braxton, thank you, hun. Illegal paralegal and Harmon, Cynthia Milner, Native Tribe Urban Media, no heart mo. And is that five? One, two, three, four, five. I think I got it right. Illegal paralegal, Cynthia, and Harmon, Native, and No Heart Mo. Thank you so much, guys. You just got gifted by our good sis Piggy Braxton. I don't know. I mean, I think we can all speculate. Yes, throw some bingos in the chat. I think we could speculate whether Shirley's watching or not because we know it's ratchet and she should be
Yeah.
above the ratchet. But keep in mind, sis married this dude. Sis
Oh my
married
God.
this
I
dude.
can't.
She moved from place to
Woo.
place with this dude. She dealt with
Mm-mm.
him for all these years. She married him. So we got to,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you're putting her on a pedestal. I'm just saying in general, we need to stop thinking that people who are with the ratchet are with the like that she's too good to be with the ratchet because she's really not. She married this
No.
dude.
Right. Yeah. I just and
Yay.
for what, 10 years? Not what's this, 9, 10 years or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, Nesto. Oh my God, he's such a bum. She had to pick up on the way he, what does he say? His character or whatever they be talking about.
His
She
character.
had
Can
to,
you believe
yeah,
that?
she had to pick up on that because she talks with such intelligence and stuff. But yeah, oh my God, he is so terrible. I felt kind of bad for him when he was in court. That was it last month. I'm like, oh my goodness, he
Why?
look
Because
a
he was in
mess.
shackles. Because
He
he was
was
in
in
shackles.
shackles, and he just looked so pitiful. I'm like, oh my goodness, so
Well,
you gotta.
it's punishment. I
It
mean,
is.
it's punishment. It's unfortunate.
Mhm.
I agree. I don't like to see that image either. But as
No.
far as what he did, I
What
mean,
he, yeah.
he's that's his his situation to deal with. What do
It
you think
is.
about Sonia and these damn text messages? Like, why? I don't know why. Okay, so maybe I'm not getting this right, but I did read there's like 15 pages to these text messages, and
Hmm.
I have 3 more pages left. Now, I did see where Sonia's talking to Nesto, and she's telling him that Sylvia gave her the reference to that bit of information. Why is it that Bible lady feels like she has to deny giving
I told
information? Like, why is that?
girl.
Like, okay, you gave her 7B, you told her 7B. I don't know. I
I
mean,
I
and
haven't.
why her and Sonia, like, they may have a differing opinion. Like, they fall out every single time they get on the phone with each other. Like, you did this, no, you
Hmm.
did that, no, you did this. Oh, you're goofy, you're this, you're that. It's like, what
They
are y'all
both
really doing? Are
crazy.
y'all friends?
Yeah, they both crazy. I look, I don't go over to that lady's channel, but I was on V's channel earlier. I don't know when this
Yes, V
video
broke it
was.
down the other day. I
Yeah,
think
and
yesterday evening.
she played part of a video where Bible lady was saying, "They said I did somebody change that. I don't even know how to do that." I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't." Girl, what? I can't
It's
believe that lady.
denied,
That lady
denied,
is
denied.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's a liar too. Girl, I don't believe her. That's why I don't go over to that channel. Mm-mm. No, because something
My
wrong
thing
with
is
her.
this, like, I don't know. To me, I can't really pay too much attention to it because I
Right.
can't do this. If I'm paying attention to that, I can't do
Uh-huh.
this. So I
Right.
just
Uh-huh.
I
And I
read the
like
text.
what you do because
Yeah, I
you
want
don't
to just focus on I don't want to focus on the YouTube streets. That's not my beat.
uh-huh.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, my beat is what's going on outside of the YouTube streets. Sometimes it's
Mm-hmm.
fun to talk a little bit YouTube streets, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And if the story crosses over to the YouTube streets,
Right.
like
Like
the
Madison.
prayer
Mm-hmm.
partner
That's it.
visits,
Yeah. Like the
that is a
mm-hmm.
whole jail call with the subject matter that is
Right.
not, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a different aspect of it. But
Mm-hmm.
the I don't really like the whole
Yeah, I
bickering
mean,
thing.
because
Like,
what
that's
you do keeps you busy anyway. Because even when you take a break from the Nesto stuff or from the YouTube moms or whatever, and bring us like these earlier cases you talked about, that last one, I walked downstairs, I didn't see it. So I'm gonna have to rewind when the guy and his new what do you say? That's his wife that got out of the Uber Black.
oh Jesus, they were so
Girl,
damn ratchet. My God, these niggas think they are
is
doing something when they find
okay,
themselves a new queen. Let me tell you something.
girl.
This was like, n- she had
What the
her like queen braids on, like
uh-huh.
she had everything. She had her head up high with her ninja. She was like,
Until
oh
wait,
yeah.
until that lady said, "Are you Edna?"
She knew that wasn't Edna. He said, that's
I
my
know.
wife.
She said, "Are you Edna?" I'm
With
like,
that old
uh-uh.
fraudulent signature. That is not you think that's your wife because you got a fake divorce, sir.
But the first one, the lady was like, "If he wanted a divorce, I would have gave it to him." I'm like, these men are crazy. That's just dumb. Why would you? And then for homegirl to be calling her, telling me she gonna invite us, give her an invitation, like, yo,
You want an
okay,
invitation? Girl, sis sounds angry.
girl, look, I got cousins on Ready that would do a whole lot for very little. Ain't no
Okay?
way you gonna call my
Girl.
cell phone talking crazy like that. No, like girl, you can have that ninja, but that,
Can
first
I
of all,
help
you
you? Baby,
call
I'm
her
not about
talking crazy. Girl,
if he's over there with you, he can stay. Like,
girl,
for
okay,
real.
stay. You want to come
Yeah.
get these tied clothes he got and all?
Girl, and those damn those rates in Houston are they're having like a public health
What rates?
emergency in Houston right now.
What
Girl,
rates?
the STD rates.
Oh
If you
yeah,
look up
girl, look,
Texas Board of Health,
I I heard
Girl, the
that
statewide reporting for STDs and STIs is
girl
off the chain.
off the
And
chain.
Houston, baby, is a emergency. They need to just be at traffic lights handing out condoms. They need, because
Condom.
people are burning. They are burning, and they're burning the whole city down. I don't know what's
What?
going on, if it's the
I,
kids, if it's what's going on, but they need to just be public service, throwing them in bags at Zara. They need to give them out at Walmart, wherever. They need to put them
isn't
in the
that
grocery
disgusting? That's
bags.
just
It's
disgusting. Why are they all
yes.
just out there raw dogging it like that? That's just, oh my God.
But
Mm-mm.
you know,
No,
the good
ma'am.
news though is still, and I need to check the statistics, teen and unwanted pregnancies are still down, but STIs are up. So people have become more aware of their fertile clocks. Because
Mm-hmm.
if STIs are up, that means that people are not using protection, but they're managing to not get pregnant, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
girl, a
Girl,
hot,
just a
hot
mess.
burning mess. The
Yeah.
city is on fire.
I'm like, race? What race you talking about? Oh yeah, I did hear
Girl,
about that on the
those
YouTube streets.
STI rates. Yes,
Girl,
yes.
Houston.
Is crucial. Atlanta needs to not be laughing.
Okay.
But Atlanta is not out of the clear on that. But
Yeah,
it's
I can see them
interesting.
being on the list too, because they have a lot of things going on there. I heard that they have some type of club there. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's like some type. It may be invitation only. You go there, it's like a party, and you get to like do all kind of strange things in all these rooms. I'm like,
Wow.
oh,
You said something funny.
girl.
It's like a Diddy freak off. It's like a freak
Yes,
off.
yes.
It's freak
It's
off.
like a Diddy
Okay.
freak off.
Maybe it's
It's
called
a
freak off.
right. It probably is. I don't
Wait,
remember, but I'm like,
wait, wait, what was the
oh,
street? What's the name of the street that the Galleria is on?
the
Westheimer. Freak off on Westheimer.
is that in Atlanta? That's in
Westheimer.
Atlanta.
No, in Houston, Westheimer is
Oh,
the street that I think the Galleria is on.
oh wow.
Oh, so
Uh-uh.
wow. That's something, that's a place I would never go. The dungeon. Okay, trapeze. Oh, yeah. Well, look, if that's
Girl,
what they want to do, let them do it. But they're
um,
gonna
let's see.
mm-mm.
Probably about 7 years ago, me and my friend went to Atlanta, way before all this foolishness started. But when we went to the mall, one of them famous malls, I forgot the name of it.
Are you talking about
Not
Phipps or
no, not that one. The
Lennox?
Lenox. Went to Lenox Mall. And we like normal size and everything. And I guess that was the start of the BBL. So it's like me and my friends like, why everybody here got such big booties? Maybe they eat a lot of, Southern cooking or something. Oh my God. It was crazy back then. So I know now. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm.
It was funny. Was last time, so we haven't been to Atlanta in a while, but we went for a Girl Scout situation. And we went to Lenox Mall, and there were some girls with some long lace front wigs on. Farrah was little. She was like 8 or 9 years old. We were getting some food. Anyway, there were some girls sitting at a table. Their wigs were laid. And Farrah was just standing there looking up she's like, I like your wigs. Just walked up and was like, I like your wigs.
She probably was like,
They're like,
why
oh,
is it
she's
so
so cute.
long?
They're like, oh, she's so cute. She's like, I like your wigs. I think the girl had like bright yellow hair. It was just right for like a 7 or 8-year-old. I like your wigs. I'll never
Mm-hmm.
forget that. Just walked right up
Yeah.
to the table. Was like, it was eye catching, obviously, to a little girl. Cause I mean, they looked like something out of like anime or something. They looked
Mm-hmm.
very kind of like they were made up. Their wigs were long, what I mean? Like, not to say that people don't do that in Charlotte, but not so. I mean, you
Yeah.
don't see it as much. I mean,
As
or at least we don't see it as much because maybe when we're going to the mall, it's not the vibe at that moment. But yeah, Lennox definitely. You see a lot of what you might see online. So
you
she was
sure
kind of like,
do.
oh
I
wow.
was like
Hmm.
amazed. Oh my
Yeah.
God. So we got a lot of stories to keep up with. We got the
I know.
what's the homeboy with the bus? What's his name? Gear. He said he's some Kim. He related. Well, not related, but Pam
Oh,
Gear.
Greer. Oh
Greer.
no,
Yeah,
he's
him.
not. He's not related. He said they could be some of his views. You know, the man is
Yeah.
schizophrenic, girl. We can't
Yeah,
trust
because his
anything he
daddy
says.
black and his mama white. Oh, that day, I was like, oh
He's
my
lost.
God.
Yeah, sir is lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
His court date. His court date's next week. Let me
Yeah.
see. Yeah, Greer's court date. Oh gosh. So today was the first. Greer, the guy who commandeered the bus,
Mm-hmm.
his pre-indictment preliminary hearing is on July 5th. So he did kill someone.
Yeah.
He kidnapped all those people. He
Yeah.
hijacked the damn
It's
bus.
over. Yeah.
He's pretty much done. Also, someone on the bus was from the district attorney's office.
Yeah.
Anyway, an interesting thing happened too, which most of you guys probably won't know too much about, but if you follow me on Love Lies and Lace Fronts, there's a YouTuber, her name is Mercy Gono. She did have a TPO hearing today.
Is
And
that the
girl, I
nurse you were
did
talking about?
the nurse with the crazy
Yeah,
boyfriend
I saw you
her
talking about
ex.
that. I'm like, what? Did they girl?
Well,
Okay.
they had a TPO hearing today, and
Mhm.
I went and clocked into the Zoom hearing. I
Mhm.
got the information from one of the on the docket, clocked in, and when the judge called, nobody clocked in, but it said it was not a sufficient service. I'll talk about it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
But that happened today. So I did clock in on that at around 11 o'clock.
Mhm.
And they were a no-show. And her attorney filed a document basically stating lack of service. But yeah, Friday is Joseph Greer. Next week, we have Christina Patterson has a pre-indictment hearing on the 12th.
Girl, the
Girl,
city
I've been
judge.
filling up my
Girl.
calendar. Also on the 12th, Maxwell Anderson versus the state of Wisconsin. And that is the Sade Robinson situation that happened. The young lady who went on the first
Oh,
date with the white guy, and
yeah.
he basically
Chopped
he
her up.
murdered her. And yes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So that's happening. And then also, so this month, since we're talking about the docket this month down on the 25th, we have the divorce hearing. So thank you for asking about that,
I
actually,
was
because
wondering
we have some
if
court this month.
yeah,
Okay, we got court
if
coming
that one
up.
may get postponed
Mhm.
again, because if I was Shirley, I would want to be coming to court the day before my birthday or 2 days or whatever that is, because that's
Well, but
around her
if you want to
birthday.
be divorced and get your name back, I mean, she might be okay with that.
Oh yeah, we'll
You know what I
see.
mean?
Okay.
I
Yeah,
mean, if
yeah.
you
If it's
dealing with
all
what she's
gonna be
been,
done,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's
That
time.
could be her birthday present.
Girl, that's definitely it's time. Nesto he doesn't deserve. So he
No,
needs to get that cut off. That whole relationship needs to be done. And then
it
Sonya
does.
can have her man. Let Sonya have her
Yes.
man.
Sonia is
Sonya can go ahead and
crazy.
have that lady's husband.
Just like you said, she is a busybody. Look, I am 54. Ain't no way in HE I would be going to no county jail every Sunday to see nobody else's husband, no man, period. At this point in her life, I just don't understand all the traumatic things that she has been through her life. Didn't all like three of her boyfriends when she was younger try to kill her?
Girl, a mess, a
Girl,
mess. That
just
came
a
out in the
mess.
Stiletto Boss interview. 3 times
Yep.
it's happened to her. So Lovejoy just gifted 5 friends, Peppermint Patty, misbehaving. It's just me, and blessed for life 365 and rich. You guys just got gifted by our beautiful sis, Lovejoy. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Thank you for gifting a friend and gifting me. So I appreciate that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. But yeah,
She
I'll
she
do these
she just like
lives too.
attention. I think
Yes.
she just want to be the star of this fiasco for some reason. And now she's aligned herself with, the what'd you call her? The blogger, Aya, whatever.
Girl,
Just crazy. I think both of
her
them are
friend.
crazy. I can't stand girl, let me just tell you this real quick. V pulled up some video. IS went to go be Sylvia and she didn't have the ponytail on. She
Stop
did
it.
not have the ponytail on. I was
I
like,
didn't notice. Okay, hold on. Let me go. Let me just take a gander real quick. I'm not gonna pull it up because y'all are funny. I did not, you know,
she
I
she
just
she
I
was she.
saw I saw a glimpse of that, and what I saw was
Mm-hmm.
that homegirl had colored her hair. So I did not pay
Who
attention to that
Bonytail or
detail.
is?
Boneytail's hair is red, I think.
Oh
It's a
girl,
little bit red.
I was kind of half listening and looking, but somebody had mentioned that she did not have the ponytail on, and they were deciding where to go
I
eat.
Okay, so it's not on Sylvia, it's on the okay, hold on. Oh yeah, yeah. Uh uh maybe is it not posted anymore? Maybe it's oh, hold on. I don't know.
I don't, I'm not sure if it was today. It may have been a couple of days ago or something.
I
I'm
feel
not
like it
sure.
was something about going to lunch.
Yeah, it was. She was talking about she was going to lunch. It's a
And
surprise,
she didn't
guys.
have her ponytail on.
No, girl,
Was
a
it a
mess.
short?
No, it was a V pulled it up. I guess she was on live or something. I don't know.
Mm, I'm on this channel where the lady's doing these exercise videos. She's in her little yes, okay.
Who doing exercise
Uh
videos?
Baby, the blogger.
Is she? Girl, when you
Look,
was talking, I thought you was talking about Jasmine.
no. You know what? I'm them those ladies.
I did not
It's
know.
a mess. Wait, hold on. Vicky's coming to tell. Maybe Vicky knows. Hey Vicky, hey boo.
Hey, I sent check your Instagram. I took a bunch of screenshots of it. So
Did
check
she
your
take the video
Instagram.
down? Oh,
I don't
here it
know.
is. She met Sonia for lunch. Okay, I see it now.
It's all the way at the
Um,
end.
so she took her little ponytail off.
Girl,
Girl.
the relevant is check your Instagram real quick. I sent you all the little screenshots I took of it. I'm like,
I
look at
see a
this
little
right here.
puffy tail back there. I see a little puffy tail. Like a
There,
little
she did that little box kit at home. The roots are lighter than the roots are lighter than the rest of the hair. It it's giving. So, but if I sent you the, she's not
Is it a
giving.
fake pony?
No, it's
Is
her.
it
It looks like
fake?
her hair. It looks like her
It's
hair.
little. Maybe the dogs got a hold of her ponytail and she come put it on.
Girl, let me
You
tell
could
you
tell.
something. Lambo will try to chew on some hair.
Yep.
You can tell the way she parted it and how she slicks it to the side.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't have any edges. She really, really doesn't have any edges because you can tell when somebody tries to like cover when they don't have edges. You know,
Oh
they just do a.
wow. The red is giving like her hair is very gray. Wow.
What? I'm surprised
So
she
the way
came
that
out like that.
well, do we have a choice sometimes when you
Oh,
really got to get
look,
out?
let
You got to get
Madison
out.
tell us she's a well established successful businesswoman. I'm like, Madison,
Like I
girl.
said,
No,
but Madison's benchmark isn't our
yeah,
benchmark. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
wait, hold
Yeah,
on a
I know.
second.
I know. Oh, there you go.
You see how light the
Oh
roots are?
yeah. Uh-huh.
So her hair could be that to me, that's a sign of very, very white roots. So, I mean, look, she's 55. I mean,
Right.
it's nothing, there's no shame in the 55-year-old game, but I mean, she
Mm-mm.
needs to get a more professional application if you want to cover up them white.
Maybe
If
she
you want
need
to
to
cover
book.
those roots, you got to go to the salon.
Yeah, she can book it at Kenya Salon or
You got to go
something.
to the
She in Atlanta.
salon. Yeah, you got to go to
I
the
just want
salon.
I just want to say keep up what you're doing. I love what you're doing. You stay out
Oh,
of the
thank
YouTube
you.
streets mess. And the other day when you said somebody came on and said that you are know it all, I'm like, well, why would you even be over here? Like if I go to somebody's channel and I don't like them, I don't like the way they talk, I'm not gonna leave a comment. I'm just not gonna, I'm not gonna subscribe. People are so stupid.
Well, But
when
don't
you
you
said
think
that.
if someone wants to have a YouTube channel and your job is to discuss topics, don't you think you should know something? I mean, I may not know it all, but I need to know a lot of what I'm talking about. Like, so if I do
You have life
research and I feel like
experience,
I'm
right?
up on a topic, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't yeah, I mean it's not so much about knowing it all, but
Uh-huh.
look, this when when people are projecting, right? They just
Mm-hmm.
that what it says to me is that sometimes we can make people feel away, okay?
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's true.
clearly poor little Tink Tink was feeling away.
Yeah,
I make her feel away. When she called me a know-it-all, maybe my know-it-all makes her feel like she doesn't know so much. Okay.
yeah,
And
yeah, that's true.
I don't think or nor do I try to even talk down to people. I don't. I just this is my
Mm-hmm.
regular, this is how I operate, right?
Right.
But clearly when people project, it's because they're having an experience with you and you're triggering something. So it's
Yeah.
almost like what they're not saying is the trigger. And if she
Mm-hmm.
feels that I'm a know-it-all, it may be coming from it may be stemming from a place of I make her feel away.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And like you
she may
said,
want to have a
she's
podcast, you know?
exactly.
She may
She
want
needs to
like
hit the
just
live
yeah,
button.
activate this. And
Yeah,
then, you
activate.
can talk about what
Mm-hmm.
don't know about me. Like, I don't care. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. I mean,
it
I
doesn't, but
like
I don't take
I went to
offense to it.
right. I went to a couple of people's channels and I'm like, I don't like that. So I just don't go over there. I'm not gonna make no comments. I don't have time for that. I mean, it's just stupid. I'm not gonna be one of that person's subscribers, and that's what she needs to do. Just unsubscribe or keep it moving because the YouTube streets is huge. It's so much to choose from. I don't understand what her issue was, or anybody
Well,
for
you
that
know
matter.
what? Mental illness is real, and
That's
not even
true.
just that person, but people sometimes aren't happy unless they're arguing with someone. And one
Yeah,
thing I'm not going to
yeah.
do is I'm not arguing with anybody. I
I
got
wouldn't either.
content to get out, and I also always
Mm-hmm.
have to remind myself that I want to focus on the people that are here for the information
Right.
and, to talk and have a good time rather than
Mm-hmm.
those who are not. They can all get together and have a good time, not having a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for
Yeah.
me, I'm going to focus on the majority of my subscribers who
And
are
not the.
happy and not the ones that are,
Mm-hmm.
because like
Mm-hmm.
we see that with the mommy channels, they spend a lot
Oh
of time
God.
focusing on the wrong thing, which is why they're sitting and low performing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I don't wanna
Right.
spend time on that because I see that
Yeah.
that's a recipe for disaster. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, like we see with
Right.
the blogger. The blogger spends a lot of time worried about the wrong thing. Like,
She
"Hey, get
sure
the likes up,"
does.
or "There's 700 people and there's only 2 likes, and I'm not gonna continue. I'm just gonna end this live right now because you guys are here for the wrong reason," when it's the watch time that pays. You don't get paid for likes. You get paid for people listening to your information and enjoying your live stream, okay? Like, it doesn't
Didn't
pay.
she know that?
I I don't know what she knows. I don't know that lady. You know what I'm saying?
Girl.
I don't know her like that.
Right.
What
She.
I know is it's the
Mm-hmm.
longer that you engage your audience, the better it is for your channel
Right.
to be recommended and all of those things. Watch time and clicks matter. Likes, you know what I mean? Likes are nice.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the watch time that pays.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
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 So
She's
people
just
pay
something's
attention
wrong
to
with
the wrong
her.
things.
Right. Just like was that a couple of weeks ago when her and Dennis were in that media room, like acting like middle schoolers. I was like, this is so stupid. She was like
I think she
talking
was
in his
hurt. I think she
live.
feels like she's boots on the ground. I was here first. Da, 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 da. Very much,
But
in her
you have a
feelings.
restraining order, ma'am. You cannot be in the same whatever feet
Okay.
where the guy was. That's why she had to leave.
Absolutely.
She's crazy. I
Absolutely.
just I
Yeah.
just don't
Well,
I can't. I stick with you. I love you. I look for
oh,
you in the
thank
morning
you.
with the mommies, even though I told you I really don't like the mommies, but I'll listen.
Well,
And I
we're trying to we're you know what I mean, like, I don't, me, I don't like to tell too much, but you see the direction things are going. So just
Mm-hmm.
we just gonna keep going in the direction that
Yeah.
we're going, and when we get there, it's gonna be like, well, how did we get here?
But
How did
let me
we get here?
let me ask you one question
Okay.
about the mommies. Strong Mommy Chrissy has 10 kids.
Girl, she has 9. She has
Oh my
9.
God.
She was pregnant with baby number 10, but
And
you know,
yeah, I remember that.
mhm.
Yeah. And she had the nerve to go out of town to some Disneyland looking place with a guy without all girl.
Baby, she's on some mom gets to have a life too type of stuff.
Girl, mom shouldn't have no
So,
life. Your life is over. You need to raise your kids
girl,
and stop
9
trying to be out
kids,
here. Girl,
girl. She needs a whole sprinter, okay?
she sure
But yeah, it's a mess. Yeah,
a
strong woman
mess.
crazy been around. But I could tell my husband today, I love doing reaction videos. You guys know this.
Hmm.
But I do, it's just we're evolving. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
So
I get it.
we're beginning to I want to make a practice of incorporating things that I have been incorporating, but incorporating them more on a regular basis.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because um if these ladies don't want to, if these we're not seeing anything new. I'm gonna say it like that. We're not seeing a
No.
whole lot new. And I feel like I want to be new.
You
So
know, that was
I
funny
want
last week
to
when Jasmine was reading those comments and they said they didn't want the baby in there because he always crying.
can you believe it? Like the
Then
nerve.
he
Now that
started
was
crying
funny.
while she was reading that. I'm like, girl,
I
look,
love the
I
audience.
low
The
key want
audience
to
is so
co-sign.
funny.
Why your baby cry so much? I
Legendary,
don't, girl.
legendary is annoying. But you know what,
He
2 and
is.
3-year-old, most 2 and 3-year-olds are a little like we'll test your patience, right? So in all
Yeah.
fairness, like as if we're talking some real mom stuff, that's
Mm-hmm.
true, right?
Right.
But it was very rude for them to say that.
Yeah, it was.
But I love YouTube because the people don't hold back. That's what I love. It's just it's like reading
Right.
shade room comments. The comments in the shade room will, if you're ever feeling down and you want to laugh, just go to Instagram and just pop open anybody's comments and it will get you like within 10 minutes. You're just like,
Really?
okay, oh my God. Especially the shade room and just whatever's trending. The comment sections are so funny over there. Love it.
Well, what's trending, and you probably won't follow this, but Rick Ross was in Canada and they said that Drake goons beat him up.
Really?
I was watching
Okay.
that earlier somewhere on the YouTube streets, but yeah, Rick Ross, Entourage, and Drake, just like some fans in Canada, they started arguing and then they beat up Rick Ross's people. I think Rick Ross got took away by security. I'm not sure, but it's a video out there circulating. It's hilarious. I was listening to commentator on that about. I think it happened today.
Well, I did see uh Drake sitting at a table, and then you go to the next picture and he was like clicked up with a bunch of people. But I didn't know what it was in reference to, so maybe I don't know. But no,
Yeah.
I'm Drake fan. We went to go see Drake for my
Oh yeah, I
birthday.
know. Last year.
I love Drake, yes.
Yeah.
Um, so no, but I did not know that happened. I
Yeah,
was
I think
mad
it
Chris
happened
Brown didn't
today in
come to town.
Vancouver, Canada. How you
Yeah.
feel about the well, you didn't talk about it because I know you're a Drake fan, but the Kendrick Lamar concert last week.
I
You heard?
mean, look, I like Kendrick Lamar, but I
Yeah,
don't like the
I like them both
beefing.
too. I didn't even
I
it was just too much with the beefing and then,
I don't
it
like it
kind of
because
went
we
below
know
the
what the
belt.
results have been. Like in the
Mhm.
90s and the early 2000s, we've seen what the results of this type of beefing does. And it
Right,
goes
right.
from selling some records to hurt feelings to saying something, the wrong thing, and
Mhm.
then it's a problem. So
Yeah.
I didn't talk about it because I don't, you know what I mean? I would hope that these very rich black men could find like just don't Like it gets
Yeah.
to a point where and then someone's bodyguard gets hurt or something else happens. I don't
Right.
want that for them. You know what I mean? These guys are
Yeah, I
doing
don't
very
either.
well.
Yeah.
People love them. I just hope I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't like it because
Yeah.
we've seen
I,
it happen. Like I remember coming out the mall and hearing Tupac got shot, and then we had to endure the ordeal of him being in the hospital and then finding out that he
yeah.
died, and then Biggie dying and all the people, you know what I mean? Like we've
Right.
lived through all that and it's very
Right.
traumatic and it's still happening. So I don't
Yeah. I'm hoping it
that's
stops for them. They both got
Mhm.
their, whatever their little disc records out there. So they just make
Yeah.
money from that and,
Just keep it cute,
don't
sell
need
your
to.
records and keep it going. You know what I mean? Like keep
Exactly.
moving.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Love you, friend.
I love you too.
Keep it up.
Thank you for chatting with me. We chatted a little bit off
Yeah.
topic. That was cute. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah,
All
because
right.
sometimes we just talk on topic and then it's good to get off
Mm.
topic every now and again. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for that.
All right. Hope you feel
All right,
better.
take
Have a
care.
good
Have a good
night.
night. Okay.
Okay.
Guys, that was so much fun. I love you guys. And my headache is gone. I didn't have to take Tylenol. I did drink like 2 bottles of water. And I took a little nap and I got myself back together. I'll be on a schedule. Starting next week is gonna be much better because Farrah's gonna be in a 3-week tennis clinic, which is gonna be like a longer time period. So I don't know if I'm gonna be reporting from outside, but I'll probably be in the studio, and we'll be on our bougie gang your lunch is ready type thing, but it could be a little earlier. So maybe like getting started like around 11 or something like that. So I can um go pick her up on time. But yeah, we'll be on a better schedule next week because next week I will be back on a schedule for camp. So that's number one. But yeah, the rest of this week, just bear with me, but I'm gonna try to stay on our lunch because I do like lunch break because I feel like um we get to talk early and then if something else happens, I can always come back. But um yeah, today I needed a minute. So anyway, guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everybody who came through. Yes. And you know what? You know what's even cuter about it is that like tennis attire is like on trend right now. So it's making it even cuter. But yeah, I'm glad she found something that she's enjoying. So anyway, guys, and stay hydrated. Absolutely. But yeah, guys, just I will see you guys tomorrow lunchtime. It might be a little early. I feel like maybe around like 11:30ish, something like that. Try and get it in a little early and see what's going on. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you to everybody who came through. I'm going to let y'all go. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe, get your notifications. If you're on Patreon, there's something waiting for you. If you don't have Patreon, that's okay. I'm coming through on members tomorrow. Okay. And we'll do a reaction on those videos I dropped in. And soon Patreon is going to open it up to like, so right now there's different levels and I have the levels set up for different for different content, but then also they're going to allow like the collections. So we'll be able to kind of customize it even more for people who just want videos or people who just want receipts or things like that. So, and if Patreon's not for you, it's okay. Sometimes I do post things on Instagram, so just pick whatever suits you. Facebook, Instagram. I am on Twitter. I do have a Rumble account, but I have not posted over there yet. So anyway, guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. And don't forget to hit the like button for me, and I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Have a good night, guys. Bye.
You can sleep. Side hand, I'll be that too. Because chicks are young and this chick is old. So I'll be the side hand. Thank you, Reggie, for correcting her. I will be the side chick. The mistress, the side chick, the hand. It's whatever. I mean, name calling is what y'all do. That's